light and heat. Time to take a stand, boys. Time to make a choice. Time to find our courage. Time to be deployed. Make our only stand here. Make our roads complete. All we waited for now, past and future meet. Get your weapons ready. Kiss loved ones goodbye. Now our time is coming, and it is not the time to cry. Fight the war. Fight the war. Fight the war. Oh, here's why we're fighting. It's about the fight. Let the writers writing settle wrong from right. In the time of conflict, when the bullets fly, in the space of seconds, a life you cannot buy. Face the facts before you, face the simple truth. We're hopelessly outnumbered, it's tragic but it's true. Make your last formation, take the final road. Now it's time for endings, now it's time to go. Fight the war. Oh, fight the war. Fight the war.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what I'm talking about. I'm fighting the war because the time has come for that. Because it's a Tuesday. Oh, yeah. What's going on, everyone? Welcome, Arvanauts, to a Tuesday stream. It is Tuesday, September 4th, 2018. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to the first week of unofficial fall. I guess it doesn't actually become fall until September 21st, but I've always basically viewed, at least in the States, Labor Day weekend, which is now past, as being the kind of unofficial end of summer. It was really, despite things here and there, for the most part, it was a pretty awesome summer. And I think it was a pretty restful summer, I think is the way to describe it, with some productivity as well in there too. And that was cool. But now September begins, and we are ready for, as opposed to what Green Day once sang, wake me up when September ends, wake me up when September begins, because we got a lot of stuff going on this month, and I am looking forward to it. Before I get there, just a quick reminder about ways to support the stream. If you haven't done so already, please make sure to follow the stream. Please make sure to check out the YouTube channel with !ArvTube, the Discord with !ArvCord, where the Arvanauts hang out in between streams. Don't forget to check out as well the Twitter with !ArvTweets. And while we're on the subject of Twitter, please tweet out this stream again. !Tweet will allow you to retweet the stream. Please do that so we can get outside the Twitch community to folks who may not know that this is going on and bring them into our happy little family here. So please do that because that would be lovely. All of a sudden, I'm Bob Rossing it. I don't know why. It must be the artist thing going on today. Exclamation point Arv Shop will get you over to the merchandise area, which right now just has Infinity and Beyond stuff, but soon is also going to have Assignment Unpossible and is going to have Esper Genesis stuff as well. And then, of course, we've got the Patreon itself, exclamation point Arvtreon, sitting at $403.96. Would love to see that continuing to move upwards. Cool stuff you can get for yourself, cool stuff you can get for the channel as well, so please consider supporting that. And last but certainly not least, this sub button right above the sub window, so you can get some of those awesome hypes, those sub badges that I see on people like Kerflop and otherwise. All of that stuff would be helpful. Thank you if you've done that already, and if you haven't, please consider doing so. Schedule-wise, I have got the calendar up and running. The calendar is still a little bit in flux. For example, I don't believe Assignment Impossible is going to happen this month. Scheduling, it turns out, was very difficult for Assignment Impossible for September, and so we're going to be returning in October. That looks pretty likely at this point. So that Assignment Impossible slot is going to be changed for this month, and Esper Genesis is not yet finalized in terms of scheduling, so there's still some things that are a little bit up in the air, but the general idea of the calendar, which you can check out by typing in exclamation point calendar, is there. We've got D&D on the docket, we've got Gamebooks on the docket, we've got Lone Wolf HD Remastered on the docket, we've got the Gamebook playthrough, obviously, which I'll talk more about in a minute, got some Pen and Pixels going on, we've got lots of cool stuff going on, and this Saturday coming up, on Saturday the 8th, we have a very special surprise on Infinity and Beyond D&D Curse of Strahd, so you will definitely want to make sure that you're here for that. Today, though, we have got the epic conclusion of Lone Wolf Shadow on the Sand, and the epic conclusion, at least for a while, of the Lone Wolf series. This is book 5, which is the last of the Kai series. After this, they went into the Magna Kai series and stuff like that, and we may come back to that in the future, but I think for now, this is going to be the last of the Lone Wolf books. We've done 5 of them, which were great, but in the future, we're going to be moving on to either going back to the Fighting Fantasy series or moving on to some other ones. So we got some awesome stuff happening with all of that. We might even do the Sorcery series. I haven't decided yet, but we're going to be doing some different things over the next few months. Still game books, though, of course. This one is going to have a very special addition to it, which I'll talk about in just a minute. And then after this is over at 4 p.m. Eastern, I will be over at GOG and Pen and Pixels. I have finished Battletech. I finished that last week, and I will be moving on to Divinity Original Sin 2. I'm going to be I've actually been playing that before I started Battletech, so I'm going back to it for a week. Then I've got D&D Storm King's Thunder, D&D with GOG next week. The week after that, I do Divinity Original Sin 2 again. And then the week after that, I have got Pathfinder Kingmaker, which I'm going to be doing the release stream for. And I think if I like that as much as it looks like I might, that will be my game over on GOG for a while. And then we'll eventually get back to poor Divinity Original Sin 2. It is really not an anti-Divinity thing. It's just that these other games have come up that I've been like, wow, Battletech, gotta play that, and I really had a great time with that. And then this Pathfinder Kingmaker game looks really good, and I'm like, wow, gotta play that. So it's really more about, it's not you, it's me, is basically what I'm saying, Divinity. So I will come back to Divinity, more on a more permanent basis later, but I am going to be getting back to that today, this afternoon. And then on Friday, still working out the details again of what's happening on Friday, as the schedule's a little bit in flux, but I think we'll be doing probably some Lone Wolf HD Remastered, which will be awesome. So even though I know you're disappointed, Kerflop, that we can't do all Lone Wolf all the time, you should be happy, because Friday I think we'll be doing probably some Lone Wolf HD Remastered, which should be good times. So hopefully you will have a good time with that. But today we have got a very special surprise, which is the return of The Power of Art That Compels You. And that, of course, comes from someone who I am going to unmute myself so that they know, she knows that we're ready to go. And then I'm going to unmute her, and I'm going to head over. Dun, 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 dun. Where is it? There it is. There we go. I'm going to head over there and, oh wait, I didn't start my video over there. Good, so that's all working. I figured out how to get 2 webcams working at the same time in OBS. Very, very exciting. But I am very happy to reintroduce everyone back to Terry Toons, who is back with us doing live illustrations in her inimitable way of the Lone Wolf stuff. You can see she's already working at it. Hi, Terry. How are you? How's everything doing for you?
Hi, I'm doing pretty good. How about you?
I am doing well. And I'm already excited because I can already see that we got our boy Lone Wolf on the back of this thing, which I can't already remember the name of the thing that he was flying. But it's the same thing that was on the cover of the book.
It's an eagle, right?
Well,
I couldn't really tell from the picture.
It's something like that. It's something like, actually, you know what? Wait, maybe it'll say on our little notes thing. where it actually is. Blah blah blah. Found jewel thing. Blah 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 blah. Created this. When confronted by Dracarum. There we go. Idakar. It's an Idakar is the name of it, but it's basically like it's an Idakar, which is like a lone wolf, evil eagle type thing. So pretty much it's more or less
Evil
like that.
eagle. Ooh.
Well, it's like an ill-tempered eagle. And once Lone Wolf tames it, then it becomes generous to him. It's ill-tempered. It's like one of the Austin Powers laser sharks. It's ill-tempered.
I see.
Yeah, that's basically it. But yes, Terry is back and is back and hanging out and stuff like that. Anything you want to talk about regarding art with you that is on the horizon or coming up as of late? What's new with you in the art world?
Well, I mean, like, for those who are, like, following my Twitter and my Tumblr and stuff, I have finally done the character portrait for the River, who is one of our characters from the Lord of the Rings D&D live streams we do.
Yes.
Had that one sitting in my backlog for a while, and also, like, the past few days I have been drawing 2 more characters from that game sessions, and that would be our animal companions, Stone and Lilliman.
So cool, by the way. I love the fact that you talk about the size, because they look basically like Lilliman is a short Shetland pony, and Stone is this enormous Irish wolfhound. So they really are the same size. So Terry in her little Patreon has to put on this thing like, no, this is actually legitimate. Like these are the right sizes. Like,
like the thing is, when I draw these characters, I actually have like the picture of all of these characters next to each other in like correct size. When I drew all the the player characters, I actually drew them all next to each other to get the sizes right and stuff like that, and the ratios and stuff like that. Yeah, they do that like for all of these to like make sure that you can actually put these drawings together in one picture.
Yeah.
And have that working out. But yeah, then you get like really funny stuff like a pony that's about hobbit sized, apparently.
I love it, but the thing is that's really cool about it is that obviously so one of the players, Amal, who's one of our players in Adventures of Middle Earth, just pretty much every time Terry draws anything related to or connected to this session, she just goes crazy for it because it's obviously really good stuff. And so when she saw the image of her character, the River, she just flipped out. I have a feeling she might even flip out more when she sees Stone. I'm guessing. I mean, I don't know, but
well, he is a cute puppy.
He is definitely cute. Yeah, so I'm really digging that. And if you want to see more from that, you will see more from the Adventures of Middle Earth crew the next 2 weeks, I believe. We have the next 2 Tuesdays, September 11th and September 18th. Adventures of Middle Earth will return, and we will have a special little opening fellowship phase to deal with Robar Staunton, because Robar's got some backstory to do, and Terry will probably play into that because her character Inga is sort of best buds with Robar, so there will be some stuff there. Well, no, I mean, maybe I should just say like straight up, complete best buds. I should be more definitive. But yeah, and then we'll be going into Roskabel, where there will be a homecoming for the River, and that should be really interesting to see how that works out. Also, because I know Terry's as much of a Tolkien nut as I am, they'll also get to hang out with Radagast and talk things over with Radagast the Brown. So anyway, it's good stuff.
I mean, just a disclaimer, I have not read The Necromancer, so like my Radagast knowledge is just like movie based, and like from everything you guys told me, that's not like entirely representative. True. Put it nicely.
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, so you're about to see a much even better version of Radagast. Yes, that's true. I hadn't thought about that. But nonetheless, it's getting you that much closer to hanging out with wizards, right? Which is, I think that's like wizards that we know. No Gandalf yet, but we get Radagast. It's like an entry.
Oh, there are the spoilers.
It's like an entry level wizard. It's like an entry level wizard. It's like your Fisher Price, my first wizard. But anyway, but it's going to be good times. I'm looking forward to that. So, but today we've got Lone Wolf, and we are wrapping up the Lone Wolf series for now. We are wrapping up book 5, Shadow on the Sand, and I do want to get some music up here, and then we will continue with how things are going. So let me pull up the music.
Oh, what music are we listening to?
That's what I wanted to ask Chat and everybody else. Although, we could actually, since you are officially back now, we could have you make a, do you have a suggestion about...
Well, just like purely based on this drawing right now, and you will hate me for this, we could play Victorious Eagle Warfare by Gloryhammer, but no, I'm not going to ask for that.
I don't have the copyright. I don't have the copyright for it, though.
Well, oh wait, I'm not allowed to talk about that because legal reasons. Never mind. Go on.
Were you about to tell
I'm
me
sure
that you're
they
now their
wouldn't make,
manager and
like,
you could do it and it's fine?
something like that, but no. No, it would probably be fine, but yeah, like let's not risk that. No, but also like music with singing in it, so.
Oh, okay,
some
yeah.
good background music. Okay, so what could we do? What is like the mood for this book?
This book has been, it's been it's been sort of a high flying, I mean, you know what actually, what we did last week, or last session was, the Prince of Persia, games, you know, a couple of OSTs like Warrior Within, Sands of Time, that kind of thing. There was kind of an Eastern, vaguely, Middle Eastern feel, an Arabic feel to it, which I think probably fits this. It's kind of a desert landscape, a desert world, and I think there's some aspects sort of Turkish too. So that's what I would say.
Okay, yeah, well, I mean, when you said like flying and stuff, then I immediately thought of the Skyward Sword soundtrack.
Okay, I dig it. Let's do it.
Want like something.
I dig it. Yeah, let's do that. No, that's a good one because we haven't done that one before. So Skyward Sword.
Okay.
I dig it. And that way we can get the people coming in being like, I didn't really like this Zelda because Skyward Sword was bad.
This is just the music, okay? Like everybody can agree that the music was good. Okay, okay?
Do I have to swing my controller to make the music play? Because, yeah, I have not even
honestly,
played
I
Skyward
haven't
Sword
played
yet.
the game. I only like know like third hand that like the game apparently wasn't up to par. So
Right,
I
exactly
have
the
to say
same.
the only Zelda game I ever played like completely was Breath of the Wild because that's the one where you have to do the least combat
Oh,
and the
interesting.
least jumping puzzles and stuff like that. Because yeah, let me tell you, I do hate combat in games like these.
That's funny. I didn't know that. Interesting.
That's like that's when always like people go, hey, you like role playing games, and then like put like any like action RPG, and then I'm like, yeah, no.
You're like, but not that one though.
I really don't like any of these like insert action RPG here, like you know, all of those Elder Scrolls games and stuff like that. Yeah, no.
So you wouldn't be much of a Prince of Persia person either then, because that's all like, I mean, that's not RPG, but it's action combat stuff.
I saw the movie.
Oh, so good. Prince of Persia is so good. I mean, part of it is that I'm kind of a sucker for that kind of setting anyway. But a lot of good stuff out of those. But no, so Skyward Sword is a good call. I am putting it up there now. Chat, how is this relative to our voices? It's kind of quiet at the moment, but there we go. How's that? Too loud? Good, bad, indifferent?
Did you go like for the full soundtrack video that has like the white background going on, or which?
Yes, the one that has that literally has the logo on the background and it's like 6 hours long.
Yes.
Okay. Sounds good so far. Cool. Also, what's up, Takanji? How you doing, man? TT is low, but you are good. Music is a bit loud. Oh, okay. Terry Tunes is low, but okay.
Yeah,
well, that's
I'll try to get onto that.
I'll adjust down slightly too. Okay, cool. All right, so here we go, folks. Here is what we are looking at. So, as you know, Lone Wolf is the last of the warriors, the last of the Order of the Kai, and as the last of these warrior monks, it's been his job to try to preserve Sommerland, which, as we all know, is the place that you should always support. Everyone for Sommerland, so he's been responsible for doing a lot of things, stopping threats to Sommerland, and in this particular case, trying to go forward and create some kind of peace with Barakish, which is one of the places that had actually caused problems in Book 4, The Chasm of Doom. However, as was a surprise to literally nobody, on the way there, the old and aging but still peace-driven guy, I've been thinking about this a lot because I recently watched again my favorite Star Trek film, Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, in which is basically a metaphor for the fall of the Soviet Union. And in that, Chancellor Gorkin tries to make peace, and then they assassinate him, spoilers, and then all kinds of bad stuff happens. It's an awesome movie, you should see it. Anyway, that basically happens pretty much here, except that the person dies maybe of natural causes while Lone Wolf was sailing there. When he gets there, he finds that there is a basically battle for control within the group of leaders there in Barakish, and one thing they can all agree on is that they don't want to have anyone from Sommerland trying to make peace right now. As a consequence, he ends up escaping, and he discovers as he's leaving, trying to escape, having been, captured and then getting his stuff back, he discovers that one of the people that is sort of the possible takeover leader, who is taken over in the wake of this older leader dying, is working with one of the Dark Lords, Dark Lord Haken. And the Dark Lords, of course, are the ones who wiped out Lone Wolf's order. They are bad dudes. And so he knows that he's got to stop them and find out why the Dark Lords are doing what it is that they're doing. So he ended up escaping on the back of this creature, which Terry is currently making, which is called an Idakar, and managed to escape. The Idakar was wounded and was about to die, but fortunately, just in the nick of time, one might say, our boy Baindon, who actually Terry did an illustration of way back in the day, Baindon was actually piloting this skyship. Yeah, the wizard with the stars on his robe, and you had him lying back. And
that guy.
Yeah, that dude. Yep, so he saved us in the time, and it turned out, and he ended up we had a big, skyship fight and did all this stuff. Used skill to heal Baindon's limb and all this business. And what Baindon ended up telling him, basically, was that he had heard rumors from his order about the possible rise of the Dark Lords, but also about this thing, which was extremely important, which was the Book of the Magna Chi. Now, the reason that the Book of the Magna Chi is important is because the Dark Lord wants it, because there's great power in that tome, and it would also make sure that annoying thorns in the side, like, say, us, Lone Wolf, would be permanently eliminated. The reason that we want it is because the Book of the Magna Chi would allow us to train a whole new group of warriors. So basically, we could produce a whole new group of lone wolves. Basically, we'd make it into a franchise. That's what I'm saying. Basically, become franchise owners at this point. So we need to find it, basically, before the Dark Lords do. So Baindon had a sort of general sense of where this book might be. We ended up traveling to try to find where this was, flew towards Ikaresh and landed, then decided to travel on land with Baindon because it was too dangerous to go by skyship. Basically moved towards Ikaresh. Were invited into this man's home. The man was able to help us fight the only one who could lead us to the book, who is a guide known as Tipasa. And finally entered got into this town and entered this tavern where the wedding was being held. And so as we get started, we're about to enter this tavern to find out more details about where Tipasa, who supposedly hangs out in this tavern, can be found, so we can get the Book of the Magna Chi before the Dark Lord does. So with that all said, we are now good to go. Sommersweard's for everyone. Yes, exactly. And let me point out, by the way, that Sommerswerd, we do still have that, which is why we're in pretty good shape. So just want to make that clear. Our character, by the way, in case anyone is interested, has 26 combat skill, which is, to be clear, epic. 29 endurance points, also epic, with a bunch of bonus disciplines and things like that. So we're pretty awesome, mostly because we have the Sommerswerd. And with that said, let's move on to the game. As you approach the door, Baindon offers you a word of advice. Take care to guard your gold, Lone Wolf. Nothing tempts the Ikareshi more than a full purse. You can trust their honor, but if you trust their honesty, they will steal the hair from your head. Inside, the mood is one of celebration. Tables have been drawn together to form a large semicircle in front of which stands a small, broad-shouldered man dressed lavishly in an embroidered costume. A gold-mounted sword hangs by his side, its blue velvet scabbard as vivid in color as the man's silk pantaloons. Affectionately, the man embraces his companions, kissing the friends and relatives who have traveled so many miles to celebrate his wedding. At his side sits his bride, her face concealed behind a veil of shimmering pearls. Suddenly, the tavern is filled with music as the guests take their floor for the wedding dance. Sorry, I'm distracted because I'm getting this announcement on Discord, which I should clearly shut off, which I will do right now. Goodbye, Discord. Okay. On the far side of the floor, you see the owner of the tavern, a stout old lady dressed in somber black. She watches the festivities with tears in her eyes. First vote of the day, folks. Do you wish to approach her and ask where Tipasa the Wanderer may be found, or leave the tavern and continue along the street? Now, as a reminder, I'm going to put this up. I will then put up the actual screen that shows the polls being taken. As you folks are doing the vote, remember that you are helping make this decision. You're going to be doing $vote, space, and then the number of the choice that you want, and your decision will determine where Lone Wolf goes next. So if you don't want Sommerland to be destroyed, no pressure, but better make the right choice. Okay, with that said, here we go with the first decision. So, what should we do?
Well, I mean, if this was like a tabletop game and we would be a bar, then the obvious question would be, is the barmaid hot?
Right, that's right. And it doesn't even give that option, so I'm just going to assume that she is. I mean, I would just guess.
Okay, I seduce the barmaid.
Not an option. It's a game book.
Ooh, bad game.
This
bad
is for
game.
kids.
Unrealistic options.
Unrealistic. My agency is not being respected. Okay, so let's see. Approach the woman, ask where was found, or leave the tavern and continue along the street. Question mark. What's up, TNS? All right, there we go. There is that, and I
Can
will.
I just say that eagles have really derpy eyes?
You know what? Have you ever seen that? I don't know if you've ever seen the picture of. Why am I not finding? Okay, there we go. Have you ever seen the picture of an eagle face on?
Yes, I have.
Where it has like
It's
the
very
goofy,
popular.
like that's why they always do in profile. They just look goofy in general. Okay. So we've got 3 votes so far. Who is jumping on board to make this vote? 3 votes for approaching the woman and asking where Tapasa may be found.
I mean, so like our country also, like Germany has also an eagle as its coat of arms, animal, whatever. And like nobody actually calls it, like the official name would be the Union Eagle, you know, but like everybody just called it the fat chicken. So
Nice.
Fette Henne is like the name for her, like because the one that hangs in our parliament is like, you know, like the steel-made one or something on the wall, and it looks like a fat chicken. So that's what everybody calls it.
Well, this is a little bit of American trivia here. Do you know what America first considered for its bird? Like, you know, the national bird?
Wasn't there like a 3-way tie between like a turkey, a dove, and the bald eagle? Or
Yeah,
something?
well, no. So there was a tie between, I think, the dove and the eagle, but the original one was the turkey, which actually Ben Franklin recommended,
Yeah, I
and
heard
fortunately
about
was
that.
ignored. And my first ever debate round,
Say fortunately or unfortunately?
fortunately, because even though the eagle, a
Team turkey, go!
I can't. But fortunately, because my first ever competitive debate round was literally we were opposing the case. The case that was run was that the national bird should be the wild turkey. And I remember a lot of my opposition was basically just gobble, gobble. Can you imagine gobble, gobble? This is my first ever time, my only time in my entire career that I went under 500, deservedly. So I had a very odd sort of first experience where I'm like, is this what debate is? Like we debate whether the turkey or the eagle should be the... So, yeah. And it turned out I was right. That's exactly what we did. No. But anyway. Yep, close enough. Dragon Spear, dove, turkey. Yep, I don't know. See,
Can we vote about that next? Like, which one
should it be the turkey or the eagle? Well, you know, I will say this actually. The wild turkey is much smarter. See, the domestic turkey is astonishingly dumb. Like, they're so dumb that they will literally drown in a rainstorm. This is true. If they lift their head, they sometimes forget to lower their heads and they'll drown. I'm serious. They are so stupid. But wild turkeys are reasonably intelligent. So... mostly because they're intelligent enough to know that they don't ever want to be a domestic turkey. But yeah, so I guess if we're talking like a wild turkey would be a better choice than a domestic turkey. But if we're talking fat chicken, I mean, a domestic turkey that's where it's at. I mean, that basically is a fat chicken. So
would like the traditional Thanksgiving meal be eagle then, if the turkey would have become the...
Ooh, right? Well, not enough meat though, right? Like maybe they have to fatten up eagles.
Like,
Everything
yeah,
would have
like
been
a
different.
domestic bald
Yeah.
eagle, like the fat ones that are too fat to fly or something.
So you'd have like wild bald eagles and domestic bald eagles. That's funny.
Basically.
Yeah, see? That's how it would work. Then we'd breeding them, so. All right, I'm going to last call this. We got 3 votes for approaching the woman, 1 vote for leaving the tavern. All the mass went to their bodies and away from their brains. Yeah, exactly. Right, Tobik? We fatten up eagles. That's what I'm talking about. Fat eagles.
Fat eagles.
Fat eagles. That would be actually a good name for a band, except that the real eagles would be upset. It'd be like, wait, what? They're like, come on, it's the Eagles. They're like, no, stop calling us fat. I'm not calling you fat. I'm calling the other band fat. So
So
yeah.
the Eagles are banned.
Oh yeah, you've never heard of the Eagles? They did Hotel California. That's them.
I do know that song.
Yeah, and they also did Desperado. You must have heard that at least in a meme. Desperado, why don't you come to your senses? Or Life in the Fast Lane, also them.
I I do know the letter one, but like I don't think I know the Desperado one.
Okay. You thought it's a good name for a football team, the Fat Eagles? Fat Eagles. I mean, I once, in high school, I once went up against a team that nicknames for which were the Hill House Academics. And I was kind of like, your name is the Academics? Like, I mean, it was in mock trial, so I guess that's okay. But on a field, like, can you imagine you go up against basketball, you're like, the Warriors versus the Academics. Like, why not just call them the Slide Rules at that point?
You want to know what the basketball team for the team from our what the name for the basketball team from our hometown is?
Sure.
The Telecom Baskets. Like, what kind of stupid name is that?
The what?
They literally call themselves the Baskets. What
They're
kind of
called
name
the
is that?
Baskets?
Yes, Telecom Baskets.
What, like, I mean, is your hometown known for baskets? Why would they, what, like, why would
I
they,
don't know.
it just
I
came
guess
up with
it
that name.
passes because, like, you know, it's an English name, but it's a German team or something.
That's really funny. I mean, wow. I mean, we do have, in America, we do have, one of the teams is called the Banana Slugs. So that's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
That's my favorite team now.
Yeah, it's literally it's true. I think it's one of the California teams, like University of something or other, the Banana Slugs. And then they have the Gauchos. That's also a California one. There is, I'm trying to think, the Pepperdine Waves, but that makes sense because you're on the ocean, whatever. But the Banana Slugs, I don't.
Pepperdine what?
The Pepperdine Waves, because it's a Californian team, so you know, like you're being hit by the waves of our beach that we live on, that type of thing.
Okay.
They're baskets that play with a ball. Yeah, but then I guess it's better than calling themselves the Balls, which could have been caused all kinds of problems.
There probably is a team with that name somewhere.
Some focus group would be like, "This is great," and then all of a sudden they're like, "Wait a minute, what if they?" Oh, yeah. All right, so we will close this poll down. You have decided to approach this woman, and rightly so. "Why do you ask?" she replies suspiciously, blinking the tears from her eyes. "What business do you have with old Tipasa?" "He is a friend," replies Baindon, placing a gold crown on the tavern counter. The old woman covers the coin with her hand, her expression shrewd and calculating. "All that matters is money to me." No, "Sushila is old, her memory is faded with the passing years," she says, waiting expectantly and glancing at Baindon's money pouch. He opens the flap to remove another crown, but the pouch has been emptied by a nimble pickpocket. Sheepishly he avoids your stare, his face growing redder by the second. "5 gold crowns may refresh my memory," she says, her gaze now resting on you. So the question is, do we pay her the 5 gold or not? Now, here's the thing. We have tons of money. We have 45 gold right now, so we have tons of money. And they said that they were honorable. Not that you can, you got to be careful of your gold, but that once they agree to something, they keep with it. So, do we pay her the 5 gold or not? Let me just pull that up here.
Well, I say we still should seduce her, Simony, but...
You want to seduce Shishila? I think her best days are behind her, Terry. I got to be honest.
She's a very experienced lady. She might teach us
man.
what you...
This is deeply disturbing.
That's ageist.
Ageist. It's ageist. The Academics, we're going to school you. Nice, nice. Okay.
So how old is our boy by now, by the way?
So this would be, I think this is like 4 years after, or 3 to 4 years after the beginning of it. So if you figure he was like 18 or 19, he's probably like 22 now.
Okay.
So he's still pretty young.
Okay. Old enough?
Well, that would be more sensible than Sushila. I mean, it's seducing.
No, I mean like for her.
Also, can I just point out, Terry, that you're making this suggestion at a funeral for, I think, her... Or, I mean, not a funeral, for a wedding for her kids. You're basically like... You're playing
maybe
into a
she doesn't have
meme.
a date for this
You're
wedding,
playing
so-
into a meme is what I'm saying. You're playing into a meme.
Me, I would never. Memes? What are memes?
What do we mean by memes? All right, so what are we gonna do, folks? We're going to pay her so that we can find out where our boy Tipasa is. Yeah, Tobik, let's be clear too. We're not actually, despite what Terry wants, we're not paying her because we're hoping that she'll teach us things. We're, I'm just saying.
Or are we?
Or are we? I expect fan drawings, Terry.
You don't want to see these types of fans.
No, you're probably right. I don't. That's probably a rabbit
can
hole.
make them if you want.
That's probably a
You
rabbit
don't
hole I
wanna
don't
see
want to
them.
go down. Yeah, it was a good run. It was a good run for the channel, but
And suddenly the channel was raised, like what's the word? Raised to
Banned.
age 18.
yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. Well, no, I see. This is why I always keep the mature filter up, just in case. Dragon, if I click on this and this is a bad image, so help me God, you will. You're just showing me California raisins? That's not okay. That's better than I was hoping, but still, they're making a comeback. There's no comeback to be made. I'm getting a little bit of a chocobo feel in this Skyward Sword thing, even though that's obviously mixing franchises, but oh yes, sorry, beg your pardon. And
Chocobos can't fly though.
true. Haha, Dragon. I had a feeling you were waiting for that, specifically for that reason. But I did actually give it a decent college try. I had this image of you. I was like, the minute you asked that question, I'm like, why? I wonder. Anyway, so we're going to pay the old woman 5 gold crowns. 5 golden rings. Okay, she says, walk along the street to the Dugga Market. Behind the stables there is an alley. Tapasa lives there in the house with the blue door. As you make your way through the dancing crowd to the tavern door, you take care to keep both hands on your belt pouch. An embarrassed Baindon follows in your footsteps, cursing his misfortune under his breath. Ah, Baindon. Ah, crazy Baindon. Alright, so we are walking along the street to the Dugga Market. Behind the stables is an alley, and Tapasa lives in the house with the blue door. Alright, we know where we're going. Can Chocobo fit in the fattened eagle species? I don't know that Chocobo would count as eagles. I think they're more like emus or ostriches. That kind of family. Okay, so you pass under an arch where 2 brass-gilded conical towers gleam like gold and enter a marketplace crowded with squabbling merchants. Exotic carpets, brightly colored material, and all manner of foods are being bought, sold, and haggled over. The north side of the marketplace is devoted to the auction of dugas. The sleek but noisy desert beasts are being paraded for the benefit of the bidders around a paddock adjoining their stables. Just past the stables, a street vanishes into the carpet weaver's quarter of Ikaresh. Do you wish to investigate the stables, ask one of the merchants if they know where Tapasa lives, what's up, Nonstop, or leave the marketplace, continue along the adjoining street? Now, you folks, if you were just paying attention to what the old woman said, oh my god, Nonstop with the resub. Thank you, dude. Thank you, Nonstop. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for the get hypes. Always appreciate it, dude. And Nonstop, you've been, by the way, your inspirations are all set and ready to go for this month. So thank you for the resub. I really appreciate it. You got 2 in the bank, my friend. So you are ready to go. Thanks, dude. Thank you so much.
He's an inspiration to all of us.
He's got inspiration. Yes, you are. Yes, you exactly. You are an inspiration to all of us. He's subbing like nonstop. Exactly, nonstop subbing. I see what you did there, Tovik.
Nice.
Okay. So here's what we're gonna do. So again, if you were paying attention to what the old woman said, she talked about where Tapasa lived, and if you remember that, then that's good since we just talked to her. Old woman, man, sorry. Who lives in that castle? I'm 37. What? I'm 37, I'm not old. I did say sorry about the old woman, but from behind you look like... What I object to is you automatically treat me like I'm an inferior. Well, I am king. Oh, king, eh? Very nice. Okay. And then it goes on from
No,
there.
do keep going.
I actually could probably get a long way through much of that. Far too much of my childhood was bent in that.
Yeah, but like, I think I watched the movie in English once or something, so...
Ah, okay. Okay. Our Marvel story about Thanos. All right. So, there we go. Are we going to... You should know where we're going now, based upon having talked to the old woman. Old woman. So now you need to get your vote in for where Tapasa actually lives. Now we'll look at... yes. I think I've seen that. I've seen that before. I actually think I've seen that before. That's funny. Vote for, get a refund. Remind you what she said. If you take a look at the note, you can see on the notes here. Well, it doesn't say. Tapasa lives supposedly behind the stables in a house with a blue door. That was what the woman said. In a house behind the stables with a blue door. According to our woman that Terry wanted to ship, Sushasa.
It's not shipping if it's canon.
I suppose that's true, right? It's like if it's canon, it's not. It's its own thing, I guess.
Well, some people like don't make that distinction, but I personally prefer to. Like,
Okay.
Like I don't call it a ship if it's like official, you know.
Okay.
Some people do.
I don't even know why, like, what the actual original term, why it was called shipping.
Relationship.
Say again?
Relationship.
Oh, I was like shipping to like a foreign place?
Yeah, it
Shipping
took me years to get that one too.
Relationship. Oh, okay.
Like it's so obvious when you know it, but like before that's like
Okay.
hell.
Yeah. I got you. I would ship it. Interesting. So now does that imply, because of course the ship term is, become more explicitly sexual, but it didn't have to be that way,
Really?
right? I mean,
No, it doesn't have to be sexual.
but that's what I mean. But don't you think that's how it's sort of meme style generally considered now, or no? No?
Maybe by some people, but I wouldn't have personally seen it
Okay.
that
Well,
way.
good.
Like for a time it was like exclusively used for like male men on men, like shipping.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that's how it started, like with Spock and
Spock and Kirk, yeah.
yeah, that's how that started.
And Sam and Frodo got involved and whatever. Yeah. You thought it was like sending them on a ship. Oh, yeah. Well, something, Tobik. Yeah. Like, I didn't. Wow. That's mind blown. Now it makes sense. I had no idea before that. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, that's why this was. Okay, because I was looking at it and it looked like you hadn't made any progress on the drawing. And then I realized that I had your window minimized. I'm like, oh, okay. There we are. That's so good. Look at that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Cool. I love that wing.
Thank you.
That's really cool. Is that? It looks like that's. I don't know if this is true, but it looks like that's kind of one of the more. Well, you tell me. Is it fun doing something that's that broad? By which I mean like takes up that much of the frame.
Well, I've been like trying to get myself to do that more.
Okay.
Because it's kind of outside of my comfort zone.
Gotcha.
And that's like a lot of the stuff I do on during these streams anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, like basically.
Yeah, that's
kind
cool.
of that. But yeah, it is fun. Like it's like I have to kind of think differently about how I draw because like for the most part I only do like character designs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So and there isn't like, well, you can do like elaborate posing with that, but for the most part that's like not, you don't need to do that.
Right. That's cool.
Thank you.
Okay, they're going to close this poll down, and we are going to investigate the stables. I think that is a wise decision, assuming the woman was telling the truth, which I guess we'll find out. As you enter the stables, you are overpowered by the smell of the dugas. You grit your teeth and cover your nose with your robe. A small boy sniggers at your reaction and says, "You're not Ikareshi, I can tell." He mimics your grimace, exposing a line of broken teeth. "Do you know where Tapasa the Wanderer lives?" asks Baindon, holding up a silver ring. The boy's eyes nearly pop out of his head at the sight of the gleaming silver. "Oh, yes, I do indeed," he stammers in excitement. "Walk up the street and take the first passage on your left." What the hell are you giving him a silver ring for? We already know that, Baindon. Jesus. Remind me not to have Baindon do my investment advice, okay? Good God. "The old wanderer lives at the house with the blue door." Baindon flicks the ring into the air and the urchin catches it in his grubby hands. You hurry away from the stables and begin to search for the passageway. Just as you find it, you hear the young boy shriek with disappointment. The ring is just dissolved on his finger. "Oh, yeah, I take it back. Remind me to use Baindon for my investment advice." Good stuff, Baindon. Baindon is like the Bernie Madoff of Lone Wolf. Good stuff. At the end of the rubbish-strewn alley, you find the house with the blue door. There is no reply to your first knock. You are about to knock again when the door opens a few inches and the red-rimmed eyes of an old woman stare out from the darkness. "Baindon!" she exclaims, her voice hoarse and shaky. "Thank the gods it is you!" She ushers you both inside and locks the door. The house is sparsely furnished, and what little is there is either damaged or broken. "They have taken him, Baindon. They have taken my husband. The men with the faces of the dead. 10 days ago, they came like shadows in the night." Oh, crap. God damn it. She breaks down, her frail body racked by sobs. Baindon comforts her as best he can, but you sense he shares her bitter loss. The Drakarim have taken Tapasa, of that there is little doubt. By now they will have made him tell everything he knows about the tomb of the Mahjong. "We will find him, I promise," says Baindon, wiping the tears from the old woman's face. "But you must try to help us if you can. Tapasa always kept a diary of his travels. Do you have it still?" A flicker of hope shines in the old woman's eyes. "Yes, it is here. He told me to hide it when the evil men came for him." She kneels at an empty fireplace and prizes a loose brick from the chimney. A leather-bound book drops from its hiding place into her hand. She gives it to Baindon, who studies the yellowed pages, his face lined in thought. You notice that the book is full of cryptic symbols, numbers, and pictograms. "They are drawn by the night stars," says Baindon, tracing his finger along the astronomical drawings. "They hold the secret, I know, but without my star charts we cannot hope to find the tomb. We must return to the Skyrider at first light. There I shall be able to make some sense of this book." All right. Let us save this here, as we're making some good progress, I think. You have little sleep that night as you lie thinking about the quest that lies before you, haunted by the fear that the Dark Lords may already have found the Book of the Magnakai. You rise before dawn and breakfast on a meal of sheep's butter and dried milk cake. Sounds good. Before bidding farewell to Tapasa's wife. The trek back to the Skyrider passes uneventfully, and by noon you have reached the rocky crag where the craft is moored. Nolrim is the first to greet you, but he cannot hide his disappointment that you have returned unaccompanied. "Do not worry. The answer lies here," says Baindon, holding up Tapasa's diary. "Prepare to set sail." As the Skyrider... Thank you, honey. As the Skyrider rises into the clear blue sky, Baindon hands over the helm to Nolrim and bids you follow him to his quarters at the prow. For 3 hours he pores over his charts, making calculations, checking instrument readings, and racking his brain for the solution that will pinpoint the tomb of the Mahjong. "It's no use," he says, tired and exasperated. "I failed math in high school." Oh no, that was me. "It's no use," he says, tired and exasperated. "I cannot fathom these numbers." As you peer at the pages of Tapasa's diary, suddenly you realize that they are written in code. What Baindon had assumed to be positions of stars is a code to 3 numbers that give the precise location of the tomb. Consult the map to help you discover the location of the tomb of the Mahjong. The first of the 3 numbers is equal to the number of oases on the trail between Ikaresh and Bur Rabalu. The second number is equal to the number of cities in Vasagonia. The third number is equal to the number of islands off the coast of Cape Kabar. Oh, this is cool. When you have broken the code, write the numbers in order, turn to the entry number that they indicate. And then it says as a note, to solve this puzzle, you will need to use the map of the Empire of Vasagonia. All right, where's my map at? I think it's in here. No. Here we go. Map of Vasagonia. Oh, that's the whole thing. All right. With the code instructions in mind, the section corresponding to the correct answer will have a footnote confirming it's indeed correct. If you don't see this footnote at the bottom, you've chosen the wrong section. Okay, so we got to figure this out. So let's go, folks. So again, someone help remind me, okay? So we've got the first number is the number of oases on the trail between Ikaresh and Bur Rabalu. The second number is equal to the number of cities in Vasagonia, and the third number is equal to the number of islands off the coast of Cape Kabar. So, let's take a look at that. So, number of oases between Ikaresh and Bur Rabalu. So, where is Ikaresh? Here's Bur Rabalu. There's Barakesh. Where's Ikaresh, though? Am I blind? Is it Ikaresh or Bakaresh? Yeah, Ikaresh. Sorry. Oh, there's Ikaresh. Okay, here we go. Here's Ikaresh. So, 1, 2, 3. So it should be how many? So what do we got, folks? Give me the first number. I shouldn't be counting this out for you folks. I should be letting you do this. So here's Ikaresh. Here's Bur-Rabalu. So our first number is... Ikaresh here, Bur-Rabalu here. What we got? The letter V. Not the letter V. Come on, chat. Let's wake up here. Over here we got Ikaresh, and down here we got Bur-Rabalu. What do we got? What's the first number? You guys can do it. I have faith in you. No, you cannot buy a vowel dragon troll. No, don't encourage him, Elias. Don't encourage him. What do we got? So we got Ikaresh up here. We got the Bur-Rabalu down here. So first number? Oh, you just got here. Okay. So let me show you what it says. First of the three numbers is equal to the number of oases on the trail between Ikaresh and Bur-Rabalu. Second number is the number of cities in Vasagonia, and the third number is the number of islands off the coast of Cape Kabar. So, first number is the oases on the trail between Ikaresh and Bur-Rabalu. You can see this is an oasis. So this is Ikaresh here, and this is Bur-Rabalu here. And then the second number is the number of cities in Vasagonia, which I think... Yeah, I think it's 3. Cities would be... Now, I don't know if this counts as a city or not, so I'm a little confused about that. I assume that it's the towns with the flags that are the cities. So I'm guessing we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have the count at 6, if I'm not mistaken. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I hope that's what that is. I'm guessing it's 6. So that's 3, 6. And then the number of islands off of Cape Kaban. And I think it says Cape Kaban. Is that right? Cape Kabar. Cape Kabar. Okay. Off of Cape Kabar. Oh, here's Cape Kabar. That looks like 3. So that looks like 363 to me, right? If I'm doing this properly. 3 oases, 6 cities, and 3. You see 4? I think I see 3 islands, yeah. So we'll see if it's 363. 363. Can I go to the thing? 363. Enter. I can't. What? Can you? I'm entering. Can you go? What? It's not letting me do the thing. So that must not be. Maybe it's because it's not right. Maybe 363 is not right, I'm guessing. I'm guessing that's not right. So let's double check the cities again. All right, so let's count anything that looks like it could be a city. I guess maybe 1, 2, 3. But is that a city? I mean, I guess so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That can't be right. 13, 14. No. Shoot. All right. Well, maybe it's just... Help. Yeah, I think so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That can't be right. It's too many. Maybe it's 373? Aha! It was 373. That was really confusing. So apparently this is a city, but these little things are not cities, even though the only difference, even though this city doesn't have a flag and everything else has a flag. Okay. Also, it didn't tell you when it was just doing it over and over again that was the reason. So that's kind of weird. Yeah, I guess they cut... Is that what it is? They cut off the flag? Yeah, they must have cut off the flag. Maybe that's why. Okay. Alright, well, anyway. Thank God. For a minute there, I was like, are we... I was like, I think we're stuck forever. Okay, good. We're not.
I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. Hold on, we're getting a... Okay, sorry about that. Okay. Give me that. Give me that thing. Lovely, good. Alright, here we go. That's it, exclaims Baindon, stabbing his finger at a map of the dry main that covers his chart table. 115 miles due west of Bur Rabalu, 115 miles due south of the oasis of Bal Lofton. He picks up a quill pen and marks the spot. The Tomb of the Mahjong. You study the map and ponder the miles of desolation separating you from your goal. Baindon notices your look of dismay and quickly tries to put your mind at ease. Fear not, Lone Wolf. We'll be there before the dawn. You smile at his confidence, but it is not the actual journey that worries you. Your concern is what you may or may not find upon your arrival. Hey, what's up, Kilobyte? How you doing? How you feeling, Kilobyte? How are you feeling, man? Dawn is breaking on the horizon of a low hill, blurred and dotted with small tufted trees. Swiftly the Skyrider has voyaged through the night to arrive at the foothills of the Koneshi Mountains, in whose folds the skyship is safely tucked away from watchful eyes. 25 miles to the north, across a landscape of barren rock and dry brush, lies the Tomb of the Mahjong. You and Baindon set off before the dawn, anxious not to waste either time or the protective cover of darkness. Now, as the great golden disk of the sun rises in the sky, for the first time you can see your goal. A massive excavation has exposed the heart of this scorched land, delving deep around the tombs of its forgotten ancestors. Thousands of Jayaks, spiteful and malicious servants of the Dark Lords, labor unceasingly to remove rock and sand from this quarry, forced by Drakarim to drag their back-breaking loads up ramps to the rim of the crater. Good God, that's not good. Still sore but slightly more functional? Okay, well that's good. I'm glad about that, man. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully we can chat more about that later today. Close to the edge of the crater, an encampment of black tents surrounds a large domed canopy. Lying in the shade of this construction is a huge flying creature, an Imperial Zlonbeast. I feel like Zlonbeast is the kind of thing that you say when you're just like, Zlon! Like, you know. Its presence here can only mean one thing. Dark Lord Haken has arrived. Well, crap. The thought chills your blood, but you draw comfort from the labor of his slaves. That they continue to labor is a sign that their mission has yet to be completed. The Book of the Magna Chi is yet to be found. It is impossible to approach the crater unseen. You will have to wait for darkness before you attempt to enter the tomb. During the long wait, it is agreed that Baindon should attempt to find Tepassa. It is likely that he is being held captive inside the encampment. The Dark Lords would be unlikely to kill him before discovering the treasure they seek. I love, by the way, sure, what could go wrong, Baindon? But I like the idea. It says about eating a meal or losing 3 endurance points, and it gives you a footnote. Since you're in the middle of a wasteland, you may not use hunting to get out of the meal requirement here. I feel like you got to use hunting all the time in the first 2 books, and then somebody must have gotten to Joe Deaver and been like, hey, this is incredibly imbalancing, and so since then there's all these like, oh, you're in an ice world, so you can't use hunting. Oh, you can't use this because you're underground. Oh, you can't use... So, yeah. It was, yeah. Anyway, fortunately, though, I think we do actually have a meal, if I'm not mistaken. I think we have 1. Oh, we don't actually have a meal. Well, crap. I guess we're going to lose 3 endurance points then. Fortunately, though, we have the ability to gain it back, because we have healing. Still annoying, though.
I think I'm done with this one.
Hey, let me take a look. That is awesome. I really dig it. It looks really cool. I like that it's that sort of in that picture because of the breadth of the wing. The Idokar is just kind of like, get out of my face, whoosh, like with its wing. That's awesome, Terry. What do you think, chat? The first of the drawings of the day. So I feel like we may be coming up to another drawing that soon is, if I'm got my guesses right about this. in terms of what the next one will be. So I would say, I mean, because the one I would have suggested otherwise might have been the wedding picture, you know, like talking to the old woman. But then I was like, well, given what we talked about, needs more dragons or cowbells. Yes. As night falls, he's flying a seagull. Wow, flying a seagull. Snap, Elias. As night falls, your desperate quest begins. The GX pose few problems that you cannot overcome with your warrior skills, for they have been overworked to the point of exhaustion. Only the Dracarim show any sign of vigilance, but even then, there were less than a dozen patrolling the entire crater. Not until you reach the main entrance to the tomb do you encounter any real difficulty. A Drakkar stands on guard, his cruel eyes glinting behind his twisted iron death mask. Occasionally, he diverts his attention from the watch to take a drink from a water flask. If you have the Kai discipline of mind over matter, and we do, you focus your skill on a nearby spade, willing the spade handle to rattle against the wheelbarrow in which it rests. It only takes a few seconds for the vigilant Drakkar sentry to leave his post and investigate the noise. By that time he returns, you are inside the tomb of the Majan. Also, I want to know why our healing skill is not getting endurance points back up here. We should be at 29 right now. Unless they limit that, because that's 3. Oh, cute. Starvation damage. So starvation damage apparently can't be fixed through healing. Clever. I see. What's up, Caro? How you doing, man? I've been streaming for a little bit over an hour, Caro. As far as the eye can see, a long, straight sandstone corridor slopes away into the distance. Torches crackle and splutter on the walls, illuminating the pictograms engraved in the yellow stone. At regular intervals, I should note that, by the way, Caro, for those of you who don't know, Twitch is, in its infinite wisdom, doing things a little bit differently at the moment. They are basically letting people... They're notifying people based on the mechanism that they're online Twitch with right now. So if you're on your mobile app, they notify you on mobile. If you're on like your desktop, they're notifying you with the Twitch desktop app. If you don't have those and you don't have browser ones, then they're sending you an email. Needless to say, I wish they would just do what they used to do and just send notifications everywhere, because people can turn them off if they want. I don't understand why they continue to break something which was already working. But in any case, if you haven't already done so, please go back and check your toggles so you can make sure that you're getting the information that I'm on, because I would hate for more people to find themselves in poor Caro's situation. But welcome, Caro. It's good to see you. At regular intervals, rough-edged slabs protrude into the main corridor. You stop to take a close look at one of these slabs and the floor beneath it and come to a frightening conclusion. They are obviously traps, no doubt set off by the Gaiacs when they cleared this corridor of sand. Oh, that's why, Caro? Yeah. Rather than instructing the Gaiacs to avoid them, the Dark Lords must have deliberately used their slaves to set them off. Ugh, wow. Once the traps had been sprung, the squashed bodies were cleared away and the slabs chiseled through to the next section. Pit traps in the floors seemed to have been neutralized in the same way. Set off by luckless GX, they would have been filled in with the dead bodies and leveled off with sand. The thought of this heartless barbarity fills you with revulsion. I can't wait to free the GX and see how that all goes down. It's going to be good times. Just over a mile along the corridor. Over a mile? Wow. You eventually arrive at a large stone door. The stone surround bears evidence of chisel work, but the door itself is rock solid. You notice a faint beam of light descending from a hole in the ceiling. It creates a small circular pool of light a little to one side of a similar hole in the floor. In the wall near to the door, there's a triangular indentation no larger than a gold crown. Well, we have a prism, which we used. Holding the prism in the center of the beam, because we already had that item, you divert the light towards the hole in the floor. You hear the sound of stone grating on stone as the door slowly opens to reveal a large chamber. It is dimly lit, but in the dust that covers the marble floor you can see footprints too numerous to count. As you enter, you suddenly catch sight of a rough stone throne facing the wall on the far side of the chamber. Behind you, the door slides shut with unnerving speed. The throne begins to revolve. A terrible howling fills your ears, changing almost instantaneously to the growling of a harsh, guttural language, the like of which you have never heard before. Words and sounds that the mouths of men could never be shaped to speak roll through the chamber like thunder. It is the dark tongue, spoken by Haken, Lord of Arnak, Dark Lord of Helgadad. Oh, nice. I gotta put on my echo machine. Gotta get my echo machine going. He rises from the throne, the ghastly voice still echoing from his unnatural mouth. A spiked fist opens to reveal a glowing stone. Blue flame smolders around its surface, and you can feel the currents of power that radiate from its core. Suddenly, his words change, and you hear a tongue you know so well. Somlending. Look on your doom, Kai Lord. There is a deafening crack, a surge of power, and a fireball of blue flame hurtles towards your head. Fortunately, though, we possess the Sommersword. Woohoo! You raise your golden sword just in time to deflect the bolt of raw energy. It screams from your blade and explodes into the chamber wall, gouging a hole several feet deep in the steel-hard rock. The impact jars the Sommersword from your hand. The blade arcs through the dust-choked air and embeds itself upright in the stone floor. You roll across the floor and take cover behind a pillar. Oh no! Your doom, Kai Lord, spits Haken, is but seconds away. Do you wish to retrieve the Sommersword or move to a new hiding place under cover of the swirling dust? Oh no, we can't lose the Sommersword! Not that! Alright, what should we do? Doom, doom, doom! Alright, what do we do, folks? Seduce Haken. You've been hanging around Terry too much, Crucible.
I approve. Like, Arf, if you ever get before like one of your other role-playing rounds, please remind me to play a bard.
A bard? Hell yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, but there's going to be no music in all seduction. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, obviously. Unless, of course, I would be playing like seductive music, you know.
Great. I'll remember you for that for my my role-playing After Dark. Yeah, exactly, Kerflop. How you doing? Okay, so we got 2 votes so far for retrieving the Sommersword. 0 votes for moving to a new hiding place. Are we getting the Sommersword back, or what, people? Oh, sorry. I just realized I don't have the polls up. There we go. I feel like at this point the Sommersword has been so built in as like the most important item of all recorded gamebook time that like it's hard not to just be like, go get the sword. Like, you know. Caro, just... Oh, sorry, go ahead, Terry.
Is it even possible to, like, get anywhere in the game without that sword? Like, actually, game mechanically?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think in some cases, probably not. I think there were some cases where you could probably work around it, but, like, if you don't have the Sommersword... Although, I guess it's true that you don't have the Sommersword when you start this book unless you played the previous one. So I guess it's possible, but... Is it a bait for the trap? No, yeah. Yeah, I know, Elias, I know. It's a good question. One of these days, our desire for the Sommersword is going to happen. I'm going to pull out Aragorn. But it is not this day. One day, the courage of men without the Sommersword will fail. But this day, we jump for the Sommersword. I don't know. All right, we got a last call going on. Last call. And... Okay, here we go. You run, half-crouched towards your golden blade, grab the hilt, and continue at full speed towards the cover of another pillar. Suddenly, a burst of energy leaps from the Dark Lord's fist, exploding into the base of the pillar, severing it from the floor. Don't care. We got the sword. We got the sword. That's all that matters. A tremendous roar fills your ears as you're thrown backwards by the shock of the blast. You lose 3 endurance... Oh, sorry. Sorry, Kerflop. You lose 3 endurance points. Ow. Haken's laugh rises above the crash of falling stone until your head is filled with an agonizing pain. Do you have the Kai Discipline of Mind Shield? We do indeed. Suddenly the pain subsides, but the onslaught has only just begun. A mist as black as the grave is seeping from Haken's mouth. It creeps across his outstretched arm and settles like a cloud in the palm of his upturned hand. Whirling shadow shapes draw into focus. Wings and tentacles sprout and take form. Oh my god, what is this? A curse in the dark tongue shakes the whole chamber as a deadly flood of horror hurtles from his hand. The hell is that? Is that a brain bat? What is that? That looks like a brain bat. Ugh. That's creepy. I don't know what that is. It's describing GDQ chat. GDQ chat is worse. That is definitely a flood of horror, though. Alright, it's a crypt spawn. Combat skill 24. Endurance 40! Good crap. Alright, here we go. Fortunately, we have the Summer Sword. Thank God we do. 14 plus 2 is 16. Imagine fighting this thing without the Summer Sword. Silver helmet. Alright, we got a plus 2, but we've got less endurance. So we need high rolls here. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Not a 2. Not a 2, chat. I do not like to see a 2. That is not... 2 is not what we're looking for here. We only did 1. That's not... Yeah, we need better than that. We can't deal with that situation. We got to go better than that. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Not 3. You're not listening to me, chat. You got to work with me. You got to work with me, game. You got to work with me. I mean, 6 damage is still... That's still good, but it's just not... You got to work with me here. I know, can I use an inspiration? The game doesn't acknowledge it. 8. That's more like it. That's cooking with gas. That's what I'm talking about right there. 8 is good stuff. I like that. 11 damage to the enemy, 0 to us. Now we're cooking with gas. Okay. Still got more endurance than we do, but it's way down. I need another couple of 8s. Give me more of that. 8s, 9s, 10s. We need more of that. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Not a 2. Again, game, you're killing me. Literally, actually. A 2 is not going to get the job done. So we still have 1 point less than this. We have really got... We need a high number here. We need a high number. Come on, we got the Summer Sword here. Let's go. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. Oh, an 8. I thought it was going to stop in the 10. An 8 is still good, though. I'll take the 8. I'll take the 8. I'll take the 8. 11 more points off. Okay. He's down to 2 points of damage. Give me a high roll. Give me a high roll. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. A 7. That's all right. I'll take the 7. I will take the 7. That should do it. I will take the 7. We still lost a point of damage, but it's okay. Wow. That thing was nasty. As you slay the last of the crypt spawn, whew, Haken reels back as if weakened by the death of his creatures. You raise the Summer Sword, willing the blade to discharge a bolt of power that will burn the evil Dark Lord from the face of Magnamund forever. The blade shimmers with golden fire, but no searing blast issues from its tip. Suddenly you realize what has happened. You are beneath the earth, and there is no sun from which the sword can draw its power. Well, crap. Haken utters a terrible laugh that shakes the floor. A beam of blue flame is growing from the stone in his hand, forming a fiery blade that crackles and spits as it cuts through the dust-choked air. The stench of death and decay fills your nostrils as the Dark Lord prepares to attack. Well, crap! Yeah, I think we got to heal. I agree, Kerflop. I think we've got to heal because he's got a combat skill of 28. We do have this. We do have a couple of healing potions. I'm going to use this. I'm going to assume you guys are okay with me using this here because I think you would all agree that we kind of are in a bad spot here. All right, we're at 15. 26 combat skill to 15. I don't know, folks. We're going to need some good rolls here. We have a 2-point 2-point drain here. All right. Here we go, people. 12 plus 2 for Mind Blast is 14. Plus 2 for shield. And this is after having all of the epic stuff that we've got. Wow. And we're still down 2. All right, let's do it. Come on, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. 8, okay? That's a good start. That's a good start. I like that 8. I will take that 8. That is a good start. 9 damage to him, 1 damage to us. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. I need more of that. He's only got 36 endurance now, though. Only got 36 endurance now. Let's keep it going. Let's get some RNGs in the chat. Let's go. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. That's another 8. That's another 8. I like it. I like it. I like what I see. I like what I see. Another 9 points of damage to him.
The drawing I'm doing right now.
Oh man. I love how we're like fighting for our life and you're like, let me write this thing about shipping this woman. This is what I'm gonna draw. Okay. 28 and 20. Alright, 27 endurance. To 13. We're getting there. We need a 10 though. We need a 10. We need a 10. We need a 10. We did not a 1. We don't need a 1. We don't need a 1. 1 was not what we needed. We did not need a 1. That was not good. 5 points of damage to us. 2 points of damage to him. We need a 10. Give me the 10. Let me see the 10. Let me see the big 10. Big 10. 5 is not a 10. It is half of 10. It is not 10. Where's 10 of clubs when you need her? We did 6 points of damage to him, 3 to us, but we just don't. We need more. We need help. We need 10s. Give me the 10. Give me the 0. Give me the 0. We stopped on a 1. Are you joking me? Are you joking me with that? You start with a 1. Well, we're dead. Haken shall destroy the Book of the Magna Chi, and with it Sommerland's last hope. Well, crap. Man. Alright, we're going to get back to where we were. I'm going to save it there. Alright, we possess the Sommersword. Retrieve the Sommersword. Lose the endurance points. Kai Discipline and Mind Shield. We have to... Okay, now one thing we have to do here is we need to be better on this crypt spawn. I told you we should have hid. We need to be better on this crypt spawn. That's one thing. We've got to be able to take down this crypt spawn more quickly without losing damage. Because even with healing, like with 10s... See, where was that 10 last time? Where was my 10 the last time? Okay, we need more like that. We need more like that. We need another one that's exactly like that. Another 0. A 7 is good. I will take a 7. A 7 works also. That's what I'm talking about. Only lost 1 point there. Another one like that would be useful. High number, high number, high number, high number. Another 10! Hey! That's what I'm talking about. Let's hope we get some of those 10s when we're fighting the Dark Lord. Okay, so now we're down to 2. We got 22 points, he's got 2 points. A 2 is not great. A 2 is not great. That's unfortunate. However, we are in a better spot than we were last time. Now, I'm going to do this thing that we did last time, where I'm going to pick up the... I'm going to use these 2 things. So at least going into this fight, we've got 22 points. At least going into this fight. The combat results are voice activated. That's where you're wrong, Bruceable. What's up, Annydell? All right. So here we go. We're going to save it. And now it's time for the guy. We got to get this job done here. We have 22 endurance points. He has 45. So we're going to need to... I mean, it's certainly possible to be done, but we're going to need some 10s. We're going to need some high numbers here. We're going to definitely need some high numbers. Because this is obviously like the last battle, basically, of the Kai series, I think it's fair to say. So we got to get this job done. I swear to God, game. Starting out with a 1 is not the equivalent of a 10. 2 points lost to him and 5 points lost to us is not getting the job done. Let's do better. Do better. Let random number generator do better. 9. A 5 is not a 9 or a 10. We need a 10. -6 to the enemy, -3 to us. The problem is he's got so much more endurance, though. That's the problem. He still has over double our endurance. So we need a couple of big hits to make this more reasonable. Yeah. This is still, I mean, like, under normal circumstances, 6s and stuff like that would be fine, but he's just not a normal enemy. We're down to, like, 12. He's down to 30. So we're getting there. But 10, 10, 10. Oh, why would you pass that and go to a 2? Why would you get a 2? Oh, my God, a 2. A 2, really? Man. We cannot... He still has 20 more endurance than we do. Come on, 10. We still haven't gotten a 10 fighting this guy. Another 2. The game is clearly just trolling us at this point. A 10? Don't you mean a 2? Great. Alright, so all we need to do is get a bunch of 10s in a row. Come on, game. 10, 10, 10, 10. See, an 8 would have been nice 3 turns ago. That would have been great. As it is, we lose a point. He loses 9, but, like, our only chance is a 10. Come on, from hell's heart I stab at thee. And we get a 2. Great. Yeah, lovely. That's awesome. Alright, well, we're going to start again. 2 10s in a row. Man, this is tough. This is tough. Alright, here we go. So many 2s. Yeah, we've had a lot of 2s in this game, for sure. And it's pretty obvious that, like, as I said, like, this is the final boss in this series, in this set of the Kai books. So, I understand why it's powerful, but good God. Now, why did you pass over the... Oh, my God. He passes right over the 10 and hits the 4. Oh, man. He still takes more damage than we do, but the problem is he's got way more to begin with. Come on now. Roll, dodge, roll, specific maneuvers, 0. 8, okay. I would have preferred an 8 instead of a 4 the last time, but I will take an 8. If we get a bunch of 8s, you're killing me, Smalls. If we get a bunch of 8s in a row, I'm okay with that. We can survive that. Basically, we need 7 through 10. We need 7 through 10. A 9! That's more like it. That's what we need. A 7 through 10. That's more like it. 10 damage to him, 0 damage to us. Nice. Okay, so he has only 4 more endurance than we do now. Okay, give me a 7 through 10. 7 through 10. Give me a 7 through 10. We need a 7 through 10 here. A 7! See? That's working together. We're working. We're making this happen. That means we lose 2 points, but he loses 8. Okay, he's down to 15. He's at 13. We're at 15. So we finally are ahead of him in endurance. We can do it. We can do it. Let's go here. 7 to 10. 7 to 10. Not a 3. Not a 3. Not a 3. Not what I want to see. 7 to 10 was we were working together. We each lose 4 points there. Now, technically, that was okay because we do have more endurance than him, but come on, 7 to 10. Come on, 7 to 10. Come on, 7 to 10. 7. That's what I like to see. 7. Let me see it. Let me see it. What's the 7? Let me see it. -8 to him. He's got 1 point left. All right, here we go, chat. We have 9 points. He has 1 point. We got it. We got 1 chance left. Let me put together... Where's the hypes at, people? Where's my Arvany hypes at? If you're not a sub to the channel, where's the get hyped? All right, yeah, see, there we go. That's what we need. That's what we need. That's what I'm talking about. All right, here it is. We can do it. We can do it. Let's finish with a flourish. A 6 is going to do it, I think. I think we'll survive that. I think a 6 will survive. Yep, -2 to us, -7 to him. Wablow! You examine the door where Dark Lord Haken fell, but there are no signs of his body. The atmosphere is strangely calm and peaceful, as if a great and evil shadow has been lifted. You turn and walk to the throne where Haken sat, waiting for you to appear. Beyond it lies a portal, an ancient inscription carved deep into the blood-red stone. Below the carving is set the impression of a human hand. Instinct and intuition guide your hand to the door. The carving fits around it like a glove. Wow. Silently, the portal slides back to reveal your destiny. The Book of the Magna Chi. Hype! It's the Book of the Magna Chi! Set on a pedestal, the book lies open, its secrets revealed to your eyes alone. As you lift the sacred book, the very air throbs with a vibration of the force locked within its sun-gold cover. Hey. With a pounding heart, you close the book and hurry from the chamber. By the time you reach the foothills of the Kaneshi, Baindon has successfully completed his mission. He and Tapasa are waiting for you. As they see you appear, clutching the Book of the Magna Chi, they can barely contain their excitement. This night of triumph, says Baindon jubilantly, will herald a new dawn of hope for Sommerland. The Kai are reborn! The quest is now over. You have found the Book of the Magna Chi and freed Magnamund from the shadow of Dark Lord Haken. But for you, Kai Master Lone Wolf, the story has only just begun. Your destiny lies along the path of the Grand Masters. To learn their secrets and attempt the first exciting quest of the Magna Chi, begin your journey with Book 6 of the Lone Wolf series entitled The Kingdoms of Terror. Okay, I just want to double check here and see. Wow, so we did it, people!
That was it already?
Yeah, there was not a whole lot left. Unfortunately, we didn't quite sort of fit that description. But first of all, completed the Kai. We did it.
Woo!
We have done it. The Kai have returned. The Kai Lords were reborn. Last Jedi this. That's awesome. So, okay, so now what we have is we have a decision to make, because it's only 2, so we've got Terry for another hour here, so we have a decision to make. Can I have my franchise now? Yeah, exactly. Well, right, now you get a franchise. So we have a decision to make. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out a set of books here, and we're going to choose one of those sets of books, and it might just be 1 or 2 of them, and I will give, of course, Terry a chance to weigh in, but I'll also get everyone else to weigh in also on this. But quick note I want to say, I really love this 7 Cents program. I really love how well thought out it is. It makes it so much easier to stream it, and I really dig the Lone Wolf series in general, so I really have enjoyed that part of things. That said, though, we're going to move on to another series. We may come back to Lone Wolf in the future, but we're going to move on for a little bit now to another series. So I'm going to pull out my books. It's time for some show and tell. You guys will get a chance to decide what we do. So let me pull out my books here. Okay. Okay. No, it's not heavy books, Caro. It's just a lot of books. So, first of all, quick note. Apparently, I ended up finding that I had the Dungeons of Torgor, which I had gotten from... Where is this from? I had gotten this one, the Dungeons of Torgor, which was book 10 of the Magna Chi series. So, so anyway, that's one of the books that I had. But, that's the other one. So, okay. Alright, folks, here we go. So here are some of the choices that we have before us. And actually, for this, I think I'm going to jump over... No, I'm not. I'm going to leave it right here. I'm not going to do any such thing. I'm going to leave it right here, but I'm going to let you guys take a look at it. So, here are some of the choices that we have. First, I'll start with the joke one. I'm sure Terry would be all over this one. You are the coach, college football. I have a book where, like, you can choose what play you want to make. Like, whether you want to run the ball, pass the ball, and all this kind of stuff. Which really cracks me up. So anyway, I'm sure Terry would be all about, you know.
Well, I don't do football, so...
It would be great. It'd just be like, put a guy with a helmet on here and blah, 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 blah. Oh,
I
man.
would just like drop people like holding eggs everywhere.
Can we be the ball? No, I don't think so, Les. Yeah. Okay. No, I was joking. All right. On to the actual ones. So, now, this first one actually I think is really neat, and I wanted to see. I have a couple of Sherlock Holmes solo mysteries. So, one of them is called Murder at the Diogenes Club. One of them is called The Black River Emerald. And these are ones where you actually have clues and arrangements and stuff like that you do. So you have things where like you do random numbers the same way, but you check clues. You can make clues and deductions and things like that. This would be a little bit more... it would be a little more abstract than we usually do, but I think it would be kind of neat in its own way. So I want to put that out there. And what we'll do is we'll do a poll of which one you folks want to do. So the first choice here is Sherlock Holmes. And just as a quick note, I got these back at the Dartmouth bookstore in 1987 for $2.95. And this is Iron Crown, which are the same people that did the Middle-earth role-playing game books as well. So anyway, like that. Yeah, so these would be kind of neat, I think, as a possibility. So I'm going to put that poll up there. And where's my poll at? Yeah, it was. That's true. And the Rollmaster games. Yep. Okay, so the first one is... Also, I want to mention to everybody that I am seriously considering, but I'm not going to do it as this next series. But soon, I want us to do, mostly because I want to see what it's going to be like with Terry doing illustrations. I think the best game book series ever made was the Sorcery series by Steve Jackson. Same Steve Jackson from the Fighting Fantasy game books. These are amazing. The illustrations were gorgeous. The last book, which is The Crown of Kings, is, I think, the greatest game book ever made. It is something like 800 entries. It has interwoven things based on all the previous books. It's got beautiful illustrations, drawings, clever puzzles. Like, it's just... brilliant. It's so good. And it's very difficult. I actually think the Seven Serpents, which is book 3, is slightly more difficult, but both of them are difficult, but it's just so good. And I played it, I actually streamed it on here years ago, but that was way before I knew Terry and all that other stuff. So I think that might be fun, but I'm not going to do it this one coming up. We'll do it maybe, 2 down the line. That is a 4-book series and it's amazing. So, okay. So what series should we do next? So the first one is Sherlock Holmes. Okay. Second one is this one, Sword Quest. Now, this is actually by a guy that I happen to know, Bill Fawcett. This is the kind of thing that he made that was sort of accessible with Dungeons and Dragons and stuff like that. And there was a set, I think I have 2 of these. I've got Sword Quest. Oh, here's Caverns of Kulta. That's cool.
Already did that one.
I know. Let me see which other... Oh, I forgot I have one more of the Holmes series, by the way. So it'd be 3 books. The Honor of the Yorkshire Light Artillery is the third one I have, which I must have gotten at the same place. Okay. Anyway, so... Beyond the Nightmare Gate. I also have a couple of the Grey Star books, by the way. These are, I don't know if you know these ones, Terry, but these are the Lone Wolf books that are the wizard ones, so it's in the world of Lone Wolf, but it's like a wizard thing, as opposed to Lone Wolf things. But I'll put that aside because, again, that's more Lone Wolf-oriented stuff, so we'll do that.
I mean, aside from the ones that I have done on this channel with you, I literally only know the Dark Eye-based solo adventures, so... Yeah, I'm not gonna know any of these.
Okay, well, that's fine.
Unless it's like based on another franchise that
you happen to know. I gotcha. Yeah, well, I have actually a whole thing that I do for the Fighting Fantasy game books, Kerflop. I have a program that was made for precisely that. So I probably would use some variation of that for these books. But admittedly, it won't be as easy. And we'll have to do it a little bit more manually, I think. But it'll still be good. Okay, so, anyway, where was the one that I was just showing just now? What the heck? I thought I was just showing... Oh, yeah, the Sword Quest one. So I guess I don't actually have more than one of these. I thought I did. So this is Sword Quest, called Quest for the Elf King. And the description is, More than a book, the adventure novel you play as well as read, a role-playing fantasy with complete instructions for solo play or for use with the most advanced role-playing games. The Elf King has been kidnapped. He waits chained at the top of an enchanted tower, deep within the realm of the Dark Lord, who I thought we just beat just now. I guess another Dark Lord. Your elven bow and sword must match the cunning of the evil wizard, Hammet the Deceiver. Hammet. The fate of the kingdom rests in your hands as you begin the quest for the Elf King. So, we've got Quest for the Elf King, and it looks like it's got numbers, so it looks like you actually build up, looks like you create Wisdom, Constitution, Strength, Dexterity, Charisma, Intelligence. Okay, so it's very D&D oriented there. You have hit points, magical items, there is combat, which is rolling 3d6 to see if the hero is able to hit his monster with a weapon. So this is a little bit more that's involved, and they show like a detail of like what this stuff is. So that one is a little bit more traditional, but it is not in the Fighting Fantasy series or in the Lone Wolf series. So Sword Quest, Quest for the Elf King. Okay. Next one. This one I think is funny just because I love the name of it. Sagard the Barbarian. That's right, Sagard the Barbarian Gamebook. I have two. The Fire Demon and the Green Hydra. Do not cross the... You are Sagard, Jungle Warrior. Do not cross the path of Ushadi, an evil sorcerer who rules the lost city of Ivory. For if you do, you will fall victim not only to the sorcerer's curse, but also to the wicked flames of the Fire Demon. Now Ushadi has sent forth his minions, gray-fleshed, soulless zombies, to bring back the heart of a truly brave man. That man is you, Sagard. And while you journey to the dark heart of the jungle, wherein lies the lost city, hordes of lifeless zombies are stalking you to fulfill their master's wish. As with all the Heroes Challenge books, you fight the battles, you make the choices, you take the chances. It's actually books 2 and books 4. So we've got Green Hydra, so we've got this, and these are both by, actually, I want you to note the name of the authors here. You can see the name of the author? Flint Dill, and you guys look at that on the left there. Gary Gygax, that's right, the creator of Dungeons and Dragons, actually wrote this book. And so, Sagard the Barbarian. So we've got two of these.
I like me some barbarians.
Alright, so Sagard is a possibility. Just be aware, I will probably speak like this quite a lot. Sagard. Okay. Now, the next one, this will be interesting to see whether what Terry says when she gets this. First of all, I have to do this just again. This is one that I forgot that I had. This is a lot of fun. Super Endless Quest. That's what it's called.
Nice.
Super Endless Quest adventure game book, The Ghost Tower. All the thrills of the Dungeons & Dragons game in an exciting new game book. And you actually do use 2 6-sided dice using your character's skill. So actually, I take that back. You do actually have this. In fact, look, there's even a stats card. Karsten Soldar. Age 24. He's a fighter. He has 2 companions, a thief and a cleric. He's got fighting, strength, dexterity, and wisdom. He has spells that he can use. It was actually like a tear-out bookmark. And so you would tear it out and then you could use it to hold your place. So, Super Endless Quest. That's actually, it's kind of fun. The name of this is, you and your companions must journey into the dreaded ghost tower of Castle Parsistar in search of the fabulous soul gem, even though no one has ever escaped from the spectral tower alive. Super Endless Quest. Okay. So, Super Endless Quest. Okay. Now, the next one is going to be tough for Terry because she's already had some other ones here. I give to you Middle Earth Quest. That's right.
Oh,
Middle
God
Earth Quest.
damn it.
And it's by Iron Crown Incorporated. So I have Treason at Helm's Deep. I have got Mines of Moria. Mines of Moria. I've
All
got...
of the mine.
They call it a mine. A mine. And, yeah, so I've got the Middle Earth ones. So Mines of Moria and Treason at Helm's Deep. Now, the cool thing about the Middle Earth Quest ones is that, first of all, they're very flavorful. And it's copyright by Unwin Hyman, which is the publishing successors to George Allen and Unwin, George Allen and Unwin were the ones who first put out The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. They're the ones who first published it. But you can actually create a pre-created character or create your own character. You take damage and healing and stuff like that. But the premise of Treason at Helm's Deep is you were a young warrior of Rohan. On the eve of battle, you witness a veteran rider conferring with an archenemy. Is the rider a traitor or a counter-spy passing false information to your foes? You are resolved to find out and immediately plunge into adventures beyond your wildest imaginings. Before the tangled plot is resolved, you must do battle with Saruman's minions and defend the walls of the Hornburg at the climactic battle of Helm's Deep. So this, and then you got the Helm's Deep fight, or Mines of Moria. The War of the Ring is over, but the evils of the past linger. Brom, a dwarf whose family hails from Moria, asks you to undertake a dangerous quest for his cousin, Inga. I'm just making that up. That's not true. In the long-abandoned caves of Moria lies a document which proves the family's claim to lands usurped by a wicked rival. Can you retrieve it? The family wishes to restore its dignity, honor, and wealth. Any riches found along the way are yours. Word of this mission, however, has reached the dwarf usurper who threatens to kill anyone challenging his claim. Can you outwit his schemes, restore the family lands, and seize a fortune of your own? You control your destiny. So we've got Middle-earth quest. All right. Now, I am actually... Riches. That's right, Riches. Now, I'm going to combine with this, because it's also by Iron Crown Enterprises, but they put it in different contexts. Tolkien Quest. Now, there's an interesting publishing history to this. The Tolkien Quest was a little bit different. And the way it was different basically is it had a little bit more advanced stuff. This is the map that actually came with the Tolkien Quest books. And there was actually a hex system where you would choose what hex to move on, and then you would choose that, and then you would turn to that number. So it was different than just sort of choosing within the text of the stuff. Moreover, you had like a combat system that was a little bit different. There was a whole stats table and stuff like that, a combat table. So it was a little bit different than what you had before. What's up, Day_? The thing I want to point out about this, though, is that I got this from the used bookstore in our town for 95 cents. Is how much I got this for. 95 cents. So good. Yes.
Yeah, look.
Do you come here often? I work here. That's awesome. Oh my god, that's funny. That's cool. Two good ones. Although, are we gonna get will we get a final one as I'm figuring out this next book with the Dark Lord? I'm just curious if you're gonna have the.
Do you have a picture of the Dark Lord for me? Because I have no idea what.
I have no picture for him. He did not provide a picture. I do have the brain bat thing guy.
No, I can't come up with something for the Dark Lord. Oh, I can't come up with a perfect thing for the Dark Lord.
Is the Dark Lord going to be the old woman, but she's like, you thought that you knew me?
That's also good, but no, I wasn't thinking of
okay. I'm trying to ruin Terry's arm. No, I'm not trying to ruin Terry's arm. Trust me. Okay.
It's already ruined.
Aw. So we've got the Tolkien Quest, The Legend of Weathertop, and Night of the Nazgul. So basically, I'm putting these together as a pack, all four of these. So we've got Tolkien Quest and Middle-earth Quest as another option. So
do we have any more like descriptions of the Dark Lord, though, like weapons or something?
Yes, give me a second and I'll find that. Yeah, Dark Lord Hagen. Let's see. Ooh, interesting. Okay. They showed a picture of Darth Bane. What? What on earth? Okay, here we go. So this right here is an image I have from a later book in the series.
Oh, no, I don't want to see that because now I already have my set.
Oh, okay. So you want what he's wearing. Okay, so you just want... let me see if I can actually find it, though. Dark Lord Hagen... final fight.
Nah, it's fine. I got this.
Because normally I would have...
Totally be serious and stuff.
I jumped and went past him is the thing. Well, he had a sword. He definitely had a sword. Why is there a Facebook thing? Oh, here we go. So, yeah, maybe not. What is this? Why is oh God, do I hate Facebook? Okay. He's got this blue stone that forms this fiery blade that crackles and splits as it parts the dust-choked air. So that might help a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. They were doing some like Facebook version of this. Okay. All right. So we've got Tolkien Middle-earth Quest. Now the next one, and I know some people are excited for this one, Car Wars. That's right. I have Car Wars Fuels Gold. Welcome to
me do that one.
Welcome to the world of 2036, where adventure is everywhere and the right of way belongs to the driver with the biggest guns. This is the fast-paced world of arena combat, highway battles, cycle gangs, and unstoppable 18-wheelers. The world of Car Wars. In this book, you create your driver. You have the opportunity to improve your vehicle and its arsenal of armament. You determine your driver's skills. Based on the highly popular Car Wars game by much-heralded game designer Steve Jackson. Armed with nothing more than 3 6-sided dice and paper and pencil, plus a bunch of people in Twitch chat, and a professional illustrator, you are ready to hit the road to high-speed adventure, even if you've never played the Car Wars game before. Good luck and good driving! So we've got Fuels Gold. Basically, the description of this book is, it seemed like an easy job. All you had to do was deliver a briefcase to a truck stop outside of Boston. But then you found out that the Anarchist Relief Front wanted that briefcase too. The ARFs are tough customers, the ARFs. And their biker gang rivals turned out to be even tougher. And just when you thought the ARFs were beaten, they turned out to be very sore losers. Now they're holding your militia comrades as hostages in a truck stop along with a fortune in gasoline. And the ARFs are threatening to blow up the gasoline, the truck stop, the hostages, and themselves. Can you save the truck stop? Only your character's skills, your own decisions, and the luck of the dice will make the difference between a flaming death and Fuels Gold. Oh my god. Yeah, I know, right? Exactly, the underscore. So, Car Wars. I think I've only got the one book, so this would just be a one-off of this. No, I have two of them. I take that back. I also have Car Wars Battle Road. Whoa, 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 Battle Road. Okay. Yeah. So, Battle Road, where you're like this ace driver on a vital mission. It looks like this might have been an earlier book than Fuels Gold. Both of these $2.95. So we've got two of these for Car Wars here. Okay, now what we're gonna do is, because I can only manage so many things here, and I have more books to show. I've got another 3 kinds of books to show besides this. What we're gonna do is I'm going to have people vote, and I'm gonna leave the top 3, and then I'll put the other 3 up against it. So you will vote for the top 3 of this group. So Sherlock Holmes, Sword Quest, Sagard the Barbarian. I shouldn't say that. You will vote for the one that you want. The top 3 vote getters will move on. So what series should we do next? Sherlock Holmes, Sword Quest, Sagard the Barbarian, Super Endless Quest, Tolkien Middle-earth Quest, or Car Wars? What do you got? I am amazed how many of these things I had.
Like, I personally would prefer the Sagard one or the Middle-earth one. Though I think Sagard would be like the most fun to draw.
Okay.
Because barbarians, yay!
Sagard the Barbarian. Bum, 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 bum. I actually was actually, wait, I don't know if you're gonna know this one, but let me think if I can get the theme in my head. Because you were talking about barbarians. So the theme would be okay. Da 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 da. Does that sound familiar? It was a cartoon, and it was barbarian related.
Oh, was that the one with the horse?
Yes.
Yes, what was the name? Because we never got that one here. I only know like one clip of that one.
And there was the sorceress in it. And the guy and the barbarian had a light sword. Yeah, Thundar. Thundar
yes.
The Barbarian.
Yeah, I only know like this one clip where like the horse tries to play Game Boy or something.
The intro to it is so funny. Yeah, it's so funny. It was really funny. And he went along, he had like a companion who was basically like a Wookiee, more or less. And then this beautiful sorceress, she was just like some wizard who just did things. And it's like long in the future after mankind has been destroyed and like a new civilization has arisen and all that stuff. Ookla, yeah, that's right. I did, although now, now that you mention it, Brahms, I did check it when you told me, and now I've totally forgotten about it. So now I don't remember. I got to look at it again. I did look at it, and I was like, oh, this is cool, and then I forgot about it again. So I got to look again. Okay, so right now it looks like Sherlock Holmes and Tolkien Middle-earth Quest are in the lead. Sagard and Car Wars each have a vote. So I need the top 3 vote getters here. So I got a last call here. So I need one more. Sherlock Holmes and Tolkien Middle-earth Quest look like they'll make it through to the next round, but we need one more vote here. It's similar to Lone Wolf and other games. Yeah, I got to check it again because I swear I looked at it the minute you told me about it, and I can't remember now. Moria, Moria. No, I can't vote on these. Because the reason I don't do that is because then it just becomes, because there's 6 days left. Yeah, I will definitely have to take a look at this again. I'm going to look it up now, actually, while they're doing their final votes, because I want to make sure I don't forget to look at it. I did look at it, I just didn't remember what I saw. Tolkien for life. Well, he's in the final, like, the Middle-earth wings are already through. Basically, the question is, what else are we going to get? Yeah, but see, okay, so now we've got 4 votes for Middle-earth, 3 votes for Sherlock Holmes, but we still need a 3rd vote winner. So we've got...
I'm going to vote for Sagard.
Oh, that's true. So your vote's for Sagard. So can I just add you as Sagard?
Come on, guys, let me draw like half-naked barbarians.
All right, so we got those 3. What is the deal with so it looks to me, Brahms, like this is like a beginner-friendly science fantasy role-playing game. You said this is like Lone Wolf? Am I confused? I mean, it looks cool. It looks neat, but it's not reminding me of Lone Wolf, unless I'm crazy. But anyway, I know I looked at this before, so alright. We will close the poll. So there we go. So it's going to be Sherlock Holmes. Oh, they use Adventure Pen similar and use the book. Oh, okay, so it's got a little Emberwind feel too then, I think. Okay, so we've got... alright, so Middle-earth Quest, Sherlock Holmes, and Sagard. So, series should we do? So Sagard made it through, Terry. To the final one. So we've got, okay, Middle-earth Quest. We've got, oh shoot, what was the one that came in second? Sagard was 3rd. Second was, the heck was, oh, Sherlock Holmes. And the 3rd one was Sagard. Yes, yeah, no, it didn't. So Bruceable. Okay, so those are those 3. All right, so we've got those 3. Now, here are the other ones that are options. Here are the last 3 that are options. Now, the first one is, I will fully admit, a little off the beaten path because it's really more of a... It's kind of a choose-your-own-adventure type of thing more than it is... Well, actually, wait. Let me double-check that. Oh, I got this from the Trading Post? Oh my god, okay. This book came from the Trading Post in my hometown of Canton, Connecticut. And the Trading Post was shut down several times because it basically was a place where people went to smoke pot. Now, I didn't know this, being the innocent lad that I was, since I don't drink or do drugs. But I went there, and they always had a bunch of Grateful Dead paraphernalia and a lot of hookahs, and apparently some game books. And, yeah. So I didn't know. Anyway... this one is called The Witchfires of Lethe, and it is based on the work of C.J. Chera, and C.J. Chera actually did, or set in the worlds of C.J. Chera, I should say. C.J. Chera's Morgaine. Now, C.J. Chera actually did some Star Wars stuff, Star Wars novels and things like that. And so that's what this is. So this it does have dice, like record, hit points, and all that kind of stuff. But I'm not as familiar with this. It says that it's become part of the most thrilling, international, best-selling, Hugo and Nebula award-winning fantasy worlds of all time. I mean, I'm familiar with her, but I'm not familiar with this particular set of game books here. So it's got a lot of King Arthur going on here. It's got some King Arthur feel to it. And it's basically an interactive novel full use of gaming values, and multiple pathways for each option for the most complete experience in gaming books as fully realized, motivated heroes' quest through the most famous worlds of fantasy. So, yeah, exactly. The Pride of Chanur fame. That's it. So we've got the Witchfires of Leth. So we got that one. Now, this next one, I thought maybe, Terry, you had said that you knew, but I may be completely mistaken, and someone else told me this. But this one, and there's a reason that I think it would be funny to choose this one, and this is from Golden Dragon Fantasy Game Books, and it is called The Eye of the Dragon. And the setting is, this is a fantasy adventure with a difference. You are the hero. A pencil, an eraser, and 2 dice are all you need to embark on your quest. It should have been a simple mission. You were sent to bring back the fabled Eye of the Dragon from the half-submerged ruins of Thalios. But you arrived to find an earlier expedition destroyed, and eerie dwellers of an oceanic realm stalking the ancient avenues. As night falls, you must evade their patrols and link up with the survivors of the expedition. Everything depends on your courage as a warrior and skill as a magician. Your fate is in your hands. Now, here is why I immediately thought that this seems something like would fit for us. Please note what it says there. I know it's a little blurry.
Wait, let's see. I can't read it. Kappa?
Yep. As you approach the Kappa leader, I was just like, it's built for Twitch. As you approach the Kappa leader. So, that's basically my selling point for this book, is that you deal with Kappas, apparently. The statistics in here, you do, the cool thing that is different is you get actually Vigor, which is like hit points. You get Psi, which is your, like, basically mental, score, mental mana points. You have Agility as well, which is like Dexterity. And you have spells, Burning Tiger, Befuddle, Gust of Wind, Mind Shield, the Deadly Swarm, Dagger of the Mind, things like that. So you've basically got spells and shields, and you can fight combat by actually using some of those spells plus the combat as well. So it's got a mix, which sometimes shows up in the fighting fantasy game books, but not always. So the Eye of the Dragon is this one. Okay, now the last one is one that I expect is going to get some support because of the nature of what it is. And I think even Terry may like this one as well. This is The Way of the Tiger. You play a ninja. So I have 3 books where you play a ninja warrior, and you are Avenger, a ninja warrior trained in the way of the tiger, a lethal master of unarmed combat who must face the ultimate evil to avenge the death of your foster father, Nagishi. And so I've got Assassin, Usurper, and Warbringer. And the reason you know these things must be awesome is because every one of them is just a single word with an exclamation point. Assassin! Usurper! Warbringer! So, these are the 3. Now, all jokes aside, this is cool because it's so different. It's maybe not as different from the Warrior Monk stuff, but it is somewhat different nonetheless. You have combat ratings in punch, kick, and throw. And take a look at this. It actually shows you like the moves. So like winged horse kick, leaping tiger kick, forked lightning kick, the cobra strike punch. So you actually study it beforehand, supposedly, and that way you can decide what would be the best move when you're fighting somebody. Vote 5, take my money, right? Teeth of tiger throw and all this stuff. Like, it's pretty slick that they have some of this stuff in there. So that's also cool and very different. So Falcon Punch, one would hope so. I hope that's a Falcon. Camera Punch, Tiger Punch. All right, so The Way of the Tiger. All right, so there's your choices, folks. We have Tolkien Middle-earth Quest, Sherlock Holmes, Sagard the Barbarian, The Witchfires of Leth, The Eye of the Dragon, and The Way of the Tiger. Who will it be? We got a great set of choices here, folks. We got some Tolkien, we got some Sherlock Holmes, we got some Sagard the Barbarian, we got some Way of the Tiger. Want to go into some Hugo Fantasy Award winning stuff, hit up some Witchfires of Leth, get some Eye of the Dragon, Golden Dragon stuff so you can deal with Kappa. We have an immediate split. Everyone's like, oh. Yep. Now I've done it. I know. Oh, and I haven't even gotten, remember, Caro, I've still got a ton of the Fighting Fantasy books left, plus Sorcery. So, I got plenty of streaming material left, for sure. Right now, Sherlock Holmes is taking the early lead. I have to say, though, you would get some buddy drawings out of this, Terry, Like, you'd get, like, some Holmes-Watson deal. You'd get some of that going on.
Well, I guess.
And another 14 Lone Wolf books. Well, yeah, down the line, that's true. I know, Caro, right? And there was one other books that I didn't bring over here because those have lots of illustrations already, so I don't want to interfere with Terry's work. But they actually are two of these big... they're these huge books that are... They were designed as each of the books had these like very lavish illustrations, and then you could basically examine a bunch of these things in the illustrations. It's kind of like a cross between like an object finder game and an adventure game book that had like stats and everything, and it was D&D based. So there was Fairy Mound of the Dragon kind, or Mound of the Fairy Dragon, or something like that. And then there's another one that's like Gnomes 100, Bad Guys 0, or something like that. Two very different ones. And the cool thing was that it came with 3 tear-out bookmarks. 2 of them were characters you could choose from, one or the other. And then the third one was an NPC that you would put randomly somewhere in the book. And you would meet them when you came to that page in the book. Like, you'd open it up and they would be there, and then you'd have like a whole different encounter with them, which was kind of neat. Well, I don't know, Terry. A lot of people want some Sherlock Holmes.
I will do what people want, but
Got to give the people what they
Don't
want.
you want me to draw a lot of half-naked barbarians, guys?
And don't forget, people, if there is, if anyone wants a late vote for college football, I mean. In fact, for the last half hour of this, I probably should just do that because these are like this is such a super short one that just for fun I should like do a couple of the entries in college football just for fun.
Could do that.
Because it'll be quick. You live that, you have no need for more of that. Kerflop. See, right, he's never going to be, living back in Victorian England, whereas the hot naked barbarian thing. Any Dell likes half-naked Holmes and Watson more. Well.
I can do that. I mean, there's plenty already on the internet about that, but,
Speaking of shipping, yeah. What's up, Lucathea? We actually saved the Book of the Magna Chi, Lucathea. So, Lucathea, you're just in time for our vote. We are choosing between one of 6 series that we're going to do for our next set. And the series are Sherlock Holmes, which is 3 books, which is currently ahead in the vote. The Eye of the Dragon, Golden Dragon series. I only have 1 book for this, which has a chance for you to meet Kappa. We have The Witchfires of Lethe, which is by C.J. Chera, who's a Star Trek author and did other stuff and had a Hugo and Nebula Award winner, so we got one of those. We have got the Middle-earth Tolkien Quest books. So we've got 2 Tolkien, 2 Middle-earth Quest books, which are by Iron Crown Enterprises, so we got that. I'm surprised that Super Endless Quest didn't get any love. We've got Terry's one that she's really rooting for, which is Sagard the Barbarian.
yes.
So she's got 2 votes there because she wants to draw half-naked barbarians. And the last one
I want
is...
to do that because, drawing muscles is good practice or something.
Muscles! Well, it's actually true, because if you look at this dude, this guy has, 0 ab definition at all. He has no ab definition. He's got great muscle definition, but he clearly skipped, no crunches for him. He just skipped ab day. Anyway, and then the last book series is The Way of the Tiger, which is you basically play a ninja warrior. And I have 3 books there. Assassin, where you try to get back for your foster father who's been killed. Usurper, where you try to stop this usurper who's trying to take over the world. And Warbringer, where you actually are going to move forward and try to take over for the good people. You picture the barbarian solving Holmes cases.
Can we do that?
Elementary, dear Watson. What is best in life? Violins, cocaine. Way of the Tiger sounds good. Oh, Lucathea put in a vote. It's tight. It's tight, Terry. Sherlock Holmes is leading with a vote over Sagard the Barbarian.
So, how are people feeling about my interpretation of the Dark Lord so far?
Is that a pompadour? Is it like the hairstyle? Is that like a...
Yes, I guess, like, Pompadour meets Afro, I guess.
Check me out. I am a Dark Lord. I guess I wasn't expecting that it would
No,
be
he
Ethan.
speaks of himself in the third person.
Oh. Check out the Dark
Because he's
Lord.
very extra.
Is he Ethan Hawke? Because he looks like it's Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke?
Ethan Hawke, sort of a pretty famous, I thought he was famous, actor, but kind of does like... He's sort of like a more obnoxious Johnny Depp. He's like, he's like a good actor, but he's sort of...
What is he known for? What character?
He did a very well-known version of Hamlet. He did, oh gosh, what's the famous one that I know? I just, like, left my head, that he's well-known for. He was like a big star, like a kind of a brooding young actor type that came up with, like, he's sort of in the Robert Downey Jr. camp, not as old, but in that sort of group.
Okay.
Before Sunrise, Lucathea said was one of them.
Does not ring a bell.
More obnoxious. Yeah, I know. Such a shame because Johnny Depp actually is a pretty good actor, but he's got so many other personal issues now that you're just kind of like, oh man, dude. Okay, so I'm going to last call this up. I think it's down. I think I can probably safely say that it's down to one of these sets.
Can I just say I want this outfit?
That is fabulous, yeah. That outfit is definitely fabulous. All right, folks. Here's your choice. Will it be Sherlock Holmes? Or will it be Sagard the Barbarian?
Sagard!
Sagard a Barbarian, or Sherlock Holmes, a Victorian-era detective, where you solve crimes. It is Iron... I was about to say Iron Chef. Iron Chef, no, Iron Crown. If I said Iron Chef, it would obviously win, so automatically. Sagard. Yeah, they want him to be wearing purple crushed velvet.
Oh, the Dark Lord. Oh, is he gonna be Prince? Should I give him a mustache? Actually, a mustache would be excellent.
Nothing compares to me.
Ah, yes. Amazing.
An Iron Chef Choose Your Own Adventure book? Oh, I am so here for that.
No, that's too much. Too much mustache. Can't do that too.
It's tied up. It is tied up. Sherlock Holmes and Sagard is tied up.
Well, I haven't voted yet.
Oh, you haven't
Should
voted
I be
yet?
mean? No. I'm just gonna wait for a while.
Terry has put her thumb on the scale big time. She's like, Sagard!
I will do Sherlock Holmes gladly, but like, you're missing out if you're not gonna give me the barbarians.
Carol's like, no, Brahms, damn you. Oh, wow. Kerflop with the vote change to Sagard. Sagard surges into the lead.
Yay!
Not unlike a certain powerful barbarian. Now, I've only got 2 and 4, but I think these are probably standalone. Archway. This is, I have to say, these books are by Gary Gygax, so... No Tolkien for me. Clearly Sabotage is my only option. Oh, TNS.
You can get plenty of Tolkien on every other Tuesday here. Hint, hint.
That's true. You will get, in fact, you'll get Tolkien next Tuesday. So that is a good point. I like how these all literally say Section 1, like on the top. Like they say Section 2, Section 1. Like it's all very... Welcome to Section 5, The Screaming Onslaught. Welcome to Section 17. Okay.
Like, I don't even read or watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but I'm somehow getting that vibe from that, what I'm drawing.
If Sherlock wants to win, he needs to pick up a sword. Yeah, that's fair enough, TNS. You'll bet TT can draw great abs. Yes, I bet Terry can do that. The victory was not elementary, dear Watson. I thought that Sherlock was going to pull it out. I mean, in fairness, I think that the Sherlock Holmes thing is also cool. And what I might do is, since there's only 2 of the Sagard books, we might do the Sagard books, if it wins, we might do the Sagard books and then do the Sherlock Holmes ones. And then at that point, I might decide to do the Sorcery series after that. That might be how we'll do it. Because the Sagard books, I'm guessing, just taking a look at it, will probably only take us maybe 2 sessions. So I would think that we'd probably wrap those by the end of the year, and then we could start Sherlock Holmes in 2019, would be my guess. Okay, so here we go. Last call. And... all right, Terry gets her wish.
Yay!
Terry gets her wish. She will play the Barbarian. You will play the Barbarian. And the introduction here is... by Crom, exactly. No, totally different. It's by Mlarg. I don't know what it is. Something which is not gonna impinge on Robert E. Howard. The introduction, just the opening like little teaser says, an hour of, here's what it is, book 2. So book 2 is what we'll be doing first, the Green Hydra. As the only survivor of a bloody ambush in the southern marshes, you must carry on a life or death mission for your homeland and tribe. On the way, you encounter unimaginable horrors, the indestructible smoke demon, the hideous night ripper with razor-edged claws, the slith assassin trained in the arts of death, the hookahs, killers expert in the skills of silent ambush,
Oh no, we have to fight hookers?
and of course, a beautiful princess who lures you into the most dangerous adventure of your life, the tomb of the Green Hydra. There lies the greatest prize of all. As with all of the Heroes Challenge books, you fight the battles, you make the choices, you take the chances. Heroes Challenge, books of life or death. Oh yeah. So we will have to fight, not the hookers, hookahs. H-U-K-K. It's also not the hookahs. You do not have to fight the hookahs. You have to fight the hookahs. H-U-K-K-A-S. Yep. The hookahs. Begin book 2. Okay. I love it. All right. So that's what it's going to be, folks. We are going to do those 2 books. It's going to be the Green Hydra and then the Fire Demon. And it looks like when you first start your character, let's see how you're actually, let me actually make sure that I even, how do you create characters here? Oh, I guess you, well, wait a second. Here we go. Okay, so you update his status sheet. Oh my gosh. Look at my writing from when I first got this. I must have gotten this when I was like 12, 13. Oh man. I think I can read that still. 3 daggers, a jerkin, chainmail, medallion, effect on combat, kill level 2 or below 3 hit points, anyone else. Powers, communication, full hit once. Yep. And then I was clearly using erasable pen. There was a period where I went through eraser mate phase and okay. Awesome. Looks like your notes for university. Yeah, oh man. All right. Sagard it is. Okay, cool. So, what we're going to do then is, so Sagard will be the winner. So while Terry's finishing up this Dark Lord, I'm going to give you all a chance to do this one last thing. This is just for fun. So this is the You Are the Coach college football. Now, for those of you who don't know anything about football, this will be even more fun for you. 75 cents. That's what I spent on it. I got it from the same used bookstore. And he has a whole series. You Are the Coach, basketball. You Are the Coach, football. You Are the Coach, hockey. You Are the Manager, baseball. You Are the Coach, college basketball. But this one, You Are the Coach, college football. So here we go. Here are these tough decisions. 4 yards and a cloud of dust. You are coaching the Ohio State University Buckeyes. There you go. That's the Ohio State Stadium. It's beautiful. It's great. There it is. You are coaching the Ohio State University Buckeyes. This New Year's Day, 1969, your number 1 rated Buckeyes are locked in a gripping duel with the second-ranked Trojans of the University of Southern California. Your team has a 13-10 lead. It's early in the fourth quarter, and your defense has forced a turnover that could wrap up this Rose Bowl win. Clever running by quarterback Rex Kern has put you inside the USC 5. Unfortunately, it is now third down, your ground attack is stalling, and you still have 4 yards to go to get into the end zone. You need a touchdown for a comfortable margin over the Trojans. How will you get it? Before choosing the play, consider the following facts about both teams. Okay, so you've got to decide how you're going to get this touchdown. So, here we go. Close up the USC defense. So here's the defense that's allied against you. The Trojans have been winning games with their offense, not their defense. It's been like a revolving door at some defensive positions as they shuffled men in and out trying to find the best players. In this game, they've been forced by injuries to make some changes in their line. USC switched its best defensive lineman, this guy, 6 foot, 5 inch, 255 pound Al Cowlings, from tackle to right end. So that's this dude. Middle guard Willard Scott, who is this dude, has moved to tackle, and Bill Redding has taken over at middle guard. The effect of this shuttle is that it has given USC a lineup much larger than yours, and it's one reason you had to work hard for running yards today. The other reason is that USC linebacker Jim Snow has frequently shown up the right spot to ruin Buckeye plays. USC's defensive backfield has no big-name stars and is not had an outstanding day, so they've been concentrating on stopping your power running game. Okay, so remember, you're 4 yards away. You need to get 4 yards to get a touchdown. So you're choosing basically, do you want to run, pass, or do something else? So the USC defense has been concentrating on stopping the run. Okay, so clear so far? Now, the Ohio State offense. Sophomore quarterback Rex Kern, this dude, leads your offense. Although he's one of the youngest players on the field, he is also one of the calmest. Kern had the nerve this season to wave the punting team off the field after you ordered them into the game. Then he backed up his daring deed by running for a first down. Kern is not the classic tall drop-back passer admired by the pros, but he's shown that he can throw the ball, and he has 2 fine receivers in Jan White and Bruce Jankowski. Rex does even better as a runner and is ranked second on the team in rushing. Ordinarily, your team excels at scoring from close in. In fact, writers have often referred to your offense as 3 yards and a cloud of dust, which means you like to blast straight ahead for small, steady gains rather than risk passes or trick plays. The Buckeyes' top runner is 6 foot tall, 200-pound workhouse Jim Otis. Quick off the mark for a big man, this human battering ram bursts into the line before opponents can fight off their blockers. He also carries the Sommersword. I just made that up. In a game against Michigan earlier this season, he gained 143 yards and scored 4 touchdowns. In this game, both Otis and Kern are averaging only about 3 yards per try. Your other top backs are Larry Zelina and Leo Hayden. Both are all-around performers, with Zelina having more speed and Hayden more strength. And this is Leo Hayden. That dude. Yeah, +8 to the running game, exactly. Both are all-around performers. Zelina has more speed, Hayden has more strength. Hayden has been enjoying the best game of his career. He's averaging about 6 yards per carry and is drawing close to 100 yards. An excellent group of blockers leads the way for these runners. Few other coaches have enjoyed the luxury of starting 2 All-American tackles at either side of the offensive line like you have. Dave Foley and Rufus Mays have provided much of the muscle for your ground attack. Occasionally, you've placed them side by side to form an awesome blocking wedge. The center of your line, however, is outweighed by USC's huge linemen. So here's your rushing and your passing line, okay? So you've got Otis is the one with the most rushing, but he's been stopped today. Kern, who's also a good rusher. Then you've got Zelina and Hayden, who are also 2 really good rushers, but are not the main people on your team normally. And you've got Kern, and Kern's the quarterback, by the way. And you've got Kern, who also is a passer. So those are his yards passing. You should also consider what happens if you fail to score on this play. Jim Roman is available to kick a field goal for you, but you will make his job harder if you run a play toward the sidelines. Because the ball will then be placed near where the play is stopped, not in the center of the field, Roman could be forced to kick at a difficult angle. So, given that choice, now here's your decision. You are the coach. You need 4 yards, but your ground attack is stalling. Will you continue to rely on the run or try something else? What play will you call? First, put Foley and Mays on the same side and have Otis blast through behind them. So basically, 2 best linebackers, put the running back, your best running back behind him, power through. That's choice 1. Choice 2, have your quarterback, Kern, the guy who waved the punting field off the punting team off the field the one time, have Kern run to the right. So he runs around to the right. And if need be, he can toss it back to Zelina, who's this backup runner that we talked about, who's trailing behind him. So he runs to the right, and if he looks like he's going to be stopped, he pitches it back to the guy who's running behind him. 3, fake a run into the line, so have your runners go as if they're going to run into the end zone, and then have Kern run to the left and pass to Hayden. So Hayden is a running back, but he'd be catching the ball in this case. Or 4, have Kern drop straight back to pass to either White or Jankowski, who are the 2 receivers. So again, sort of your version of fantasy football, yes. So the choice is, number 1, you put your 2 best linebackers on the left, you put your best running back on the left, you blow through 4 yards. 2, you have your quarterback run to the right, try to score running, and if he can't, he throws it back to the guy who's behind him, who's the backup runner. 3, you fake a run, so you act like you're going to run, but you have Kern instead run to the left and pass it to Hayden, who's actually usually a running back. Or 4, you have Kern drop straight back and just do a traditional pass to one of those receivers. So, what should we do, Coach? Should we...
Yeah, like, everything you said, like, was completely gibberish to me.
I tried to be as clear, but... And backers on the left.
I mean, as far as football goes, I have watched Blindside.
There you go.
So...
Have Kern run to the right. Pitch, if needed, back to the other RB. Fake the run right, pass left, or... All right. You're not usually, but maybe that's what they're expecting. So what should we do, Coach? Do we put linebackers on the left, power through with the run? Do we have Kern run to the right, pitch if needed back to the other running backs, fake the run right, pass left, or drop back for the normal pass? Option 4, use the Somersword. No, I'm just kidding. That's if only. You know, I feel like a lot of these football teams are missing the boat. If they just had the Somersword. So you know they've been trying to stop the run. Do you say, the run's the best part of my game, I'm going to do it anyway? Or do you fake them out? Basically using what you know, fake them out and pass instead. Tolkien did not win. In fact, Tolkien did not enter the top 2. The winner was Sagard the Barbarian.
Yes.
All right, so Kerflop says drop back for pass. Any Dell says run right, pass left. Fake the run right, pass left. Sorry, Dragon, but it's not like you're not going to get your Tolkien fix next Tuesday anyway. Ah, I see some people that are thinking about that passing.
Though, I mean, to be fair, if like you would do something Tolkien related on every Tuesday, you could do a Tolkien Tuesday.
That's
like,
true,
as a
Tolkien
thing.
Tuesday. That's interesting. Yes, I will do that, Deck. Because I do actually like American football, so I will do that. What's our passer rating? You know that Kern is not a traditional drop back passer, but you know that he is a very good, he's got 2 really good receivers, wide receivers, and you know that he's capable of improvising really well. And he's very confident. I mean, you know, look at this picture. Look, Elias, he's pointing right at you. He's like, I don't need a passer rating. It's like, you know what I say about your passer rating? I say this, black and white. Yeah, it's $. I think I saw Kerflop change it, but yeah, Kerflop changed it. I think he did. All right, last call, last call. Yeah, he did. He changed it. Okay, so we're going to close this poll. If they anticipate our fake run, we're screwed. That's true. Okay, so here's what I'd say about this. Couple of things. In the late 70s, early 80s, the game was much more oriented around running than it is today. Today, I would say that the game is much more of a passing game than it used to be, although the running game is still prominent, especially in college. But the 3 yards in a cloud of dust thing doesn't really do the way that it used to. I generally believe that you want to go with your strength, but I think that strength can shift sometimes from game to game. This is the last game of the season, and this is probably, arguably, one of the last plays of the season. And so because of that, I don't think you should throw out what you did before, but if it's clear that they've been stopping the run game all the way through, then I think it makes sense to try to play off that and use that to our advantage by basically outsmarting them. Also, I feel like teams don't do this nearly enough. Fakes are awesome. They call them play action fakes, where it looks like you're handing the ball off so the guy has to run it in, and then the quarterback drops back and all of a sudden, whoops, he's still got the ball and he can pass it. I don't think teams do that nearly enough. So if it were me, I would have chosen exactly what you folks chose, which is fake the run right and pass left. That's what I would do. So we'll see what they actually chose. Here's what he chose. Ohio State tried number 3. That's what the coach chose in real life. It's tough to gain yards when you get close to the goal line. Few teams can expect to gain 4 yards on a running play so near the end zone. It would be, and that's why number 1 and number 2 is hard. It would be especially difficult for Kern or Otis since USC seems to be concentrating on them. Kern is not exceptional as a pure passer, though, and Ohio State's passing game is not particularly strong, which is what number 4 was about. The Buckeyes felt they could best use Kern's athletic skill by having him throw on the run. A fake run into the line and a rollout should draw the Trojans out of position. That might allow the relatively unknown Hayden, who is playing well, to sneak into the end zone to catch the pass. So here's what happened. At the snap of the ball, the Ohio State line surged ahead as usual. Kern faced a handoff up the middle and sprinted to his left. Aware that Kern was a dangerous runner and that it was difficult for a right-hander like Kern to throw while running left, USC came up to force the play. Meanwhile, Hayden quietly worked his way into the corner of the end zone behind the Trojan backs. Kern was able to toss accurately to the unguarded Hayden for the touchdown. That play put the Buckeyes ahead 20-10. Against the Buckeyes' talented young defense, even tough USC could not close that gap. Forced to play an unfamiliar style of catch-up ball, USC fell behind 27-10 before finally losing 27-16. With the victory, Ohio State was able to claim the nation's number 1 spot. Buckeye Rex Kern, shown here breaking tackles in one of his many coming running plays of the day, but the surprise was Kern's accurate pass. So we chose right, people.
Yay!
We chose what won the game for Ohio State.
So, I'm done, actually.
Good timing. So good stuff. Chat was smart. Chat made the right call. We scored. That's how you do it. That was fun. I just wanted to get, I figured I'd get one of those so I could. All right, let's take a look at this drawing. Feast your eyes upon the Dark Lord. So, what is that on the inside of his cape?
Glitter.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Glitter in the inside of the cape. Chat, what are your thoughts about this? What are your thoughts about this drawing? I also like the ruffles on the shoes.
Thank you.
Yes, exactly. The best, Kerflop. The best. I want it framed. The Dark Lord looks great. Outstanding fashion sense. I totally agree. That's really awesome. All right, well, for our last, for a while anyway, Lone Wolf book, why don't you show us the illustrations we did? I think we had 3 today.
Yes, 3. So the first one was Victorious Eagle Warfare.
Yes, that was Lone Wolf on back of the Itacar.
Yes. And then we had to see that totally happened.
We're just not gonna, I don't even think there's... I like also how you made her into this, like, a bartender. Like, really? He's hitting on her, too? It's not even just. It's not even like she. Oh man! When you first started drawing that, I thought you were drawing her sitting down, and then
No.
then you were like, no, it's like I work here. I'm like, so that was Terry trying to do an after dark show before dark. All right, there's that
Well,
one.
it is dark here, so.
Okay, that's true. That's true. And the fabulous. So
Yes.
there's that one. Fabulous. Feast your eyes upon the dark light. You know, he looks a little bit like. Is he related at all to the character that we had from the Star
Sitara.
Yeah.
Something Shadow. I don't know.
Shadow Shaper or something? Yeah, from
No, like I don't remember.
looks a
But,
little bit related to that.
Yeah, like I was like about to give him the hair, and I was like, wait a second, I already gave that hair to another character, so I tried to like, give it a different twist, sort of. But like, I just really like this hairstyle. I don't know.
I like the way. I also like the fact that it's all symmetrical. You know, the hand is going out with the cape moving over to the side, and also, is he wearing? Is that a corset or a cummerbund?
What was the second one?
A cummerbund, a corset, or a cummerbund? A cummerbund is like a big tuxedo, like the belt that you wear around your middle as a guy if you're wearing a tuxedo or like a formal wear, like very formal. You wear this like big, thick belt, basically.
Okay.
So clearly not
It's
that
like
then.
kind of like don't know if it like would count as a corset, but it works the same kind of.
Okay. Oh, it doesn't. I mean, unless there, it doesn't look like that corset was needed. It looks like he's in fabulous shape already, and
Yes.
so there was that. Wow, those are awesome. I love those. So those are cool, guys. That's right. This is good stuff. It was a good way to wrap up Lone Wolf. It's what you wear to keep your shirt tucked in so it won't get tangled in your sword. Exactly. Tangled in your laser sword, light stone, whatever the hell it is. But because that's important at weddings. Yes, that's very true. Very true. But this is good stuff. So lovely work as always, Terry. And you will, of course, next month see Terry back with me as we will be doing Sagard the Barbarian.
Yes.
So that will be what we're doing next month. But in the meantime, now you have a Patreon, which I think you should link right now, just because that way people can, because you're going to put these up that you did today for the Patreon eventually,
Yes,
right? Okay.
I will.
So definitely let's link up Terry's Patreon so you can join up with this. I am a supporter of said Patreon
Yes,
because
thank you very much, by the way.
yeah, it's important. And Terry's work is very good, so she's going to put the link up there. But otherwise, of course, you'll also see Terry here next week. Yeah, you should definitely support that. She has a lot of good work that she does. It's not just from my stream. It's from all over the place. So a lot of her other work that she does too. But next week, she's going to be back here with Adventures of Middle Earth, so you'll be able to check her out then.
And there will be new drawings for that one ready.
Oh, cool. Thank you, Brahms. And there'll be new drawings for that. Awesome. Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yes, because I've seen
Yeah, those should
these
be
in
done.
progress works. They're so cool. I'm very excited. You guys will very much like it. So, Terry, this was great today. Where can the fine people find out more about you and your stuff?
Well, I mean, I post my art on the internet and stuff, so I'm like on a lot of websites. I'm on Twitter, I'm on DeviantArt, I'm on ToonSup, I'm on Tumblr, I am on Instagram, I am on Patreon, as you already mentioned, and like the name is the same everywhere. TariToons, the same I'm using here. So just like pick and choose a platform of your liking. Oh, Facebook too, but oh yeah, I need to update there. I haven't updated there in a while. So yeah, but you can find me on all of these.
All of the things.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Terry. This is great stuff as always. A great pleasure. And I will see you, of course, next week on Tuesday. But
Yes.
next month for this. But I'll see you back here next Tuesday. So thank you, Terry. Chat, can we get some love for the amazingly talented Terry Toons and her wonderful work as usual? Can we get some love for her? And Terry, thank you. And I will chat with you soon.
Yes. Goodbye.
Okay. Bye for now, Terry. Tolkien Tuesday. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea, that Tolkien Tuesday. I'm definitely going to have to make sure I do that. So, so cool. So the work has been done, and we only got not even halfway through The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. So, cool. So that's good. Actually, I'm glad, because I didn't realize that it was that little left of the third book, of the sorry, the 5th book of book 5, but we did it now. So again, much love to the wonderful people at 7th Sense at Project Aeon. They did a great job with this. And yeah, I'm very excited to see how all of this stuff kind of plays out in terms of how things happen down the line. Okay. So just a quick reminder before we close up shop for the day, and that is about this calendar. Just a quick reminder about schedule. Now, as I said to everybody, that's odd. Okay, we're going to have to make, I don't know why that happened. We have a little bit of an error, so I'm going to have to let people know. Oh, wait, this is what, wait, hold on a second. My goddamn. All right, hang on just a second. All right. Okay. I think this may work now. I had this thing. Let me see if I can get this going. Can't establish a connection. Okay, so something is not working. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yay, we got it. Okay, so there it is. Here is the link that we've got right now. So just a quick reminder about what we've got up here. So you can see we've got the epic conclusion of Lone Wolf Book 5, which we did. I'm going to be over in a little less than an hour over at GOG.com for Pen and Pixels with Divinity Original Sin 2. Now, Friday, we have got the epic conclusion of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening coming up. So that's going to be wrapping that up, which will be awesome. And then Saturday, we've got D&D with the Infinity and Beyond crew. I've got a big surprise coming up for that, so you do not want to miss that. Definitely make sure that you check that out. It is important. Do not miss it. It's going to be super cool. Then next week, we've got Adventures of Middle-earth right back here on Tuesday. And then we've got D&D with GOG Storm King's Thunders. That's next Tuesday. Yeah, that was really funny, Brahms. Thank you for putting up that picture. That was awesome. I was out when you sent me that first thing, so I didn't have a chance to respond until afterwards. So definitely, that was awesome. Thank you. Now, Friday I have listed as Assignment Impossible, but it does not actually look like that's going to happen this month because scheduling just doesn't work. We can't get everything synced up. So I'm already preparing so that we'll be able to do October. So we'll be back in October, but unfortunately, we are not going to be doing AU this month, unfortunately. The good news, though, is that we should have Masters of the Dungeon back with us. We will have some Lone Wolf HD Remastered, which I'll be doing on Saturday the 15th. We've got, again, more AME, which, again, is so the next 2 weeks, basically, Adventures of Middle-earth. Then we've got Pen and Pixels, Divinity Original Sin 2. By the way, I should mention that next week is also going to be nominations for the Patreon-fueled Chat Chosen Game of the Month, so you don't want to miss that. Friday is going to be Esper Genesis, sponsored by Alligator Alley. So the 21st and the 28th right now, but this is very, very tentative. Like there's definitely going to be some changes between the 14th, 21st, and 28th about where Esper Genesis shows up. So that, and Masters of the Dungeon is a little up in the air too. So again, this is just my first very early, like, kind of draft of the schedule, but it's just to give you a sense of things. Then D&D with Infinity Beyond on the 22nd. Then on the 25th, we have the Patreon-fueled Chat Chosen Game of the Month. And then we've got Pen and Pixels, which will be the release stream of Pathfinder Kingmaker, if anyone's interested in that game. That looks pretty cool. More Esper Genesis on Friday the 28th, and then probably more Lone Wolf HD Remastered on Saturday, and then we'll be into October, the second month of fall. And during October, I'll be driving up to Ottawa for CanCon. I will be doing a live Adventures in Middle-earth session from there. So that's going to be awesome, and other things going on as well. So there's going to be stuff happening on the way. So that's going to be really, really cool. What a great book game. You played through this on PC and your phone. Matt's hot. The Lone Wolf stuff, I'm just closing up, so unfortunately you missed it, but that's awesome. We are going to do more of these in the future, although the next month we're going to be doing Sagard the Barbarian for our game book playthrough, as chosen by the will of chat. But I do happen to like this quite a bit, so yeah. We will definitely make a return to Lone Wolf in the future, and we will be doing Lone Wolf HD Remastered as well in the future as well, so that will be good stuff. But that is, I believe, going to do it for me for today. This was a great time, and I hope you all enjoyed it as much as I did. It's usually the game book thing. Usually, I can't say that it always is, Caro, because there's times when it really kind of depends on Terry's schedule and occasionally my schedule. I like having the Tuesdays set so that I know that I'm going to be streaming these things on Tuesdays. So usually Tuesday is going to be either the Gamebook playthrough, Adventures of Middle-earth, or the Patreon fueled Chat Chosen Game of the Month usually, but I can't say that it's always that way. So it just kind of depends on the scenario about what we're looking at. But generally, I would say that is the case. Okay, let me just get that up and going. I meant it. There we go. Cool. So that's usually the way that things go down. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, and I as I say, I definitely love the Lone Wolf series as well. In fact, I mentioned before that I've actually met Joe Deaver before he passed away, and I actually tried to get him on here, but he turned me down. He may not have really known sort of like what this was a couple years ago, and I mentioned that we were doing game books, but we hadn't started doing his game books yet, and so he may not have known like all the deal with how that was working. And then of course, sadly, he passed away. But his game book series really was influential on a lot of people, I think, and I love the Fighting Fantasy game book series, which is what I started this with, and we'll return to it in the future. But I definitely enjoyed Lone Wolf, especially because it was so easy to stream because of the 7 cent stuff. So it was definitely cool. Oh, Mad Shot. Sorry. Mad Shot. Thank you for correcting me. So thank you, Mad Shot. I appreciate it. Yeah, definitely make sure that you stop by for that because we'll be doing stuff like that again. But as for me, I'm going to be heading out now. And again, I'm going to be back in a little less than an hour with more Divinity Original Sin 2 over on GOG.com. And then Friday, we've got Legend of Zelda. Saturday, though, we're back to regular D&D with Curse of Strahd. And again, really awesome campaign. And I got a big surprise on Saturday the 8th, so you do not want to miss that. So definitely check that out. That would be really cool. Oh, you met him a few years ago when they announced the Cubicle 7 RPG. Oh, nice. Yeah, he was a nice guy. And I was kind of like, I was telling him about how cool it was, reading his stuff when I was younger and how like, we do the Fighting Fantasy. He was a nice guy. And I actually have the Lone Wolf. I have that very game, actually, Caro. I have the role-playing game up there. I haven't played it because I haven't been able to find anyone around the table to play it with yet. And online, I'm already swamped. Like I'm already running basically 5 campaigns a month. I can't take on another one right now. But if I get stuff that opens up in the future, I might consider bringing that up because it was kind of neat. I always kind of liked the Lone Wolf, the feel of the Lone Wolf world. So anyway, that's the deal with that. But normally we would do a raid at this point, but we're not going to do one today because instead, as I said, we're going to be hanging out at GOG. So I want to thank everyone for making this an awesome stream. And again, remind you ways to support the stream. If you haven't done so already, please follow the channel. Please make sure to check out the YouTube channel where you can see past broadcasts of this and other streams with !ArvTube. Obviously the Discord, which is always hopping, !ArvCord, where you can hang out with us in between streams. !ArvTweets is where you get over to my Twitter. Fair warning, I talk politics over there as well as streaming and gaming. Also, I talk a lot about writing and teaching, which are my jobs. And I also talk about my family because I love my family. So there's that too. But of course, there's a lot of, whenever I go live, I post on Twitter as well. !ArvTweets for that. !Arv shop for my merchandise area. Right now, that's just my D&D with Infinity and Beyond. My longest running group is there, but soon we're going to have Assignment Impossible and Esper Genesis stuff up there as well, so that will be cool. Oh, you backed all the PDFs Kickstarter. Nice. And then we've got the Patreon, !Arvtreon. You can get cool stuff for yourself, cool stuff for other people. And last but certainly not least, that sub button right above the video window where you can get one of those awesome custom sub badges that you can see. And you get, of course, the Get Hyped emote, the golden Get Hyped emote, which you can use here and wide across the Twitches. I think it's the best hype emote that's out there. Kilobyte was the one who made that. I think he did a great job. So, hey, what's up, Echo? You're at the cabin now. Oh, well, it's no problem, man. I hope you are enjoying the cabin. I will see you over maybe at GOG if you're here. But that is going to do it for me for today. And again, I will be back over at GOG at 4 p.m. and back on my channel on Friday with, again, the conclusion of Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, which is going to be awesome. Thank you to all my wonderful mods. Thank you to Dragon Spear, to Kilobyte, to Terry Tunes. And again, special thanks to Terry Tunes for a wonderful job today with cartooning. Thank you so much, Terry. Thank you to my subscribers, to Dragon Spear, Kilobyte, Kerflop, Terry Tunes, Lucathea, Nonstop, Uncle Elias. You are all wonderful people. Thank you. And thank you to all those of you who are supporting the Patreon that don't necessarily show up on all that list. Thank you to Anydell. Thank you to Apricot Droop Fruit. I don't think I've seen that before, Apricot. I hope you like what you saw and heard and will follow and support the channel with a Patreon or subbing or whatever else you can do if you can. Thanks for being here. Thank you to Brahms. Thank you to Commander Root. Thank you to Cyborg Sellout. Thank you to Day_, to Echo, to ECAG, to Electrical Longboard. Thank you to Aranth, to Jagtris, to Caro, to Mr. Mano, to Filderbeast. Thank you to Poltergeist Zero, Questionable Results, Sir Crucible, Slow Cool. Thank you to Stay Hydrated Bot for always keeping me hydrated. Thank you to TNS Mephiston. Thank you to Tobik, to you, Christensen. Thank you to VNK. Thank you to Virgo Praz. Thank you so much, everybody. You are awesome. And thank you especially to Terry Toons for her wonderful illustrations and her wonderful art. Always really glad to have her on to do this once a month. And of course, you'll see more of her next week when we got some Tolkien stuff going on. But that's it for me for now. I'll see you over in about 45 minutes over at Pen and Pixels, GOG for Pen and Pixels and Divinity Original Sin 2. And then back here on Friday for the conclusion of The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening. Until then, thanks everybody. Love you all. Best viewers on Twitch. Everyone be good to each other. Have a good day.
What do you remember when the world was fresh and new? When it all seemed clear to you? When your aim was straight and true? Were your mind untroubled by the questions in the dark? Content to play your part, open pathways to your heart? Were your life untainted by a host of broken dreams? When all your acts were queens, understood all that it means? Could you have understood the way your life was bound? Did you ever wonder how you got from there to now? Oh, yes, you're gonna fly away from here, where the sky grows more clear, and your problems disappear, drift away down below. Watch them go down to your friends, where the trouble never ends, and there's always just one more day left to go. Go on and search now through your pile of broken lies and your set of fake goodbyes. Another cynical disguise. When will